Yo, sup, sobers. Are we live? Are we live right now? What is happening? Is it not? Come on. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, we got hearts. We are live. Angelina, Alan, Crystal, what is up? Good mythical morning. Did you guys ever watch that show with Rhett and Link? I love those guys. I'm a little bit higher up today. What up, Wody? Yeah, you guys are awesome. Super. Jermaine, what up? What up? Good morning. All right, let's get into this. I make this mistake like every day. You guys doing good? Grand Rising, sup sobers. We got Haas in the chat. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Look at this. This is what my feed, or Kim's feed, I guess I should say, looks like. This is how you get sucked into doom scrolling right here. Graduation was great. Everything's been fun. This last week's been really hectic, but also fun, crazy. The graduation party was fun. DJ'd a bunch of tunes. A lot of music I don't DJ normally, but got lots of love from all the youngsters. I used to watch Rhett and Link with my son. Yeah, I used to watch it with my ex's son. We used to love that show. Still kind of do. It's great. See if there's any interesting... Oh, shit. What is that? That's great. Blink twice if you need help. Post Malone Jelly Roll concert would be cool. That's kind of cool. All right, sorry, I'm getting distracted, you guys. Nothing too interesting. Sometimes there's good shit. Are we watching gorillas? Yeah, we're just going to be doing a 9-hour stream of live gorilla feed just to see what gorillas do during the day. What these fools are up to. All right. How's that look? Does that look good for you guys on the screen? Wonder if I can zoom in anymore. How's that looking? Too zoomed in? Yeah, there we go. The autistic Republican witch. I love it. Oh, yeah. We got full-blown ADHD over here. That's for sure. Well, we missed this morning. Usually I try to catch it at the lunch break if I can, so that we can kind of catch up before they come back. But I feel like I miss lunch every time. That's 2 hours ago. Let's see if we can find... Okay, here's the... Oh, hell yes. That makes me so happy. I love when people say they're obsessed with my channel. I don't know why. I just never, like... Obviously, that was the goal. That was the hope, was to get people hooked on the channel. But I never really thought about it, like, actually happening, I guess. So to see it come true is just amazing. I love that you guys love the videos. And it holds me to a high standard because I want to maintain that level of interest. And I want people to be like, I literally hate that celebrity, or I hate that politician or person that he's bringing up today, but I want to hear what he has to say about it. That's like my end game. That's my goal. If I can get people to be like, I would never watch a video about this person because I don't like them, but I will watch this just to see what you figured out, then I've done my job. Who are we? Oh, we got Capricorn Clark today. So they're back. Have they left for lunch yet? I bet they have. Now break. That was... Yeah, they must have done lunch break already. Where are we at? What up, Chandra? Well, likely they're going to hit a break, so maybe we'll just see how long she's been up here. All day. Sheesh. Oh, okay. No, they're talking to an investigator, Jimenez. I'm kind of curious what this investigator has to say. Finally, somebody who's not just testifying about being like personally wronged by Diddy. Oh, hell yeah. No way. You had my videos on at a cookout on Sunday. People are like, holy shit. We're just watching conspiracy stuff. That's hilarious and also great. Imposter syndrome. You know what's funny is that doing my research about Twitch right this week, he's supposedly had imposter syndrome, which is like the second time now it's been mentioned in 2 days. So I think that's kind of interesting. Otherwise, I never hear about it. Will you do more deep dives? Yeah. I mean, every week I'm trying to do another one. And eventually, like, if I can get ahead of schedule, once I'm not working another job, then I'll try and come out with, like, maybe, like, I don't want to, like, commit to, like, 2 a week because that's a lot of work. But maybe, like, a special, like, members only kind of a video during the month that's, like, maybe a little bit deeper of a dive or something. I don't know. So that you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Something I'm toying with. Right now, I'm just, like, so stretched for time that I do what I can. Let's see what we got. So we got Judge Subramanian. I see you burn the midnight oil over the weekend. What does he mean by that? What about the DNA questions? Prosecutor, Investigator Jimenez's knowledge of his is extremely limited. But didn't he ask the serologist if any DNA test was done? Serologist, never heard that before. But not the results? Yes, there was a partial profile from actually, because we're going to my cousin's wedding, and then I will be filming later today if everything goes according to schedule. And then I will have a couple days to edit and then hopefully get it posted. But we'll see how that all turns out. Okay, he got the results back. If the DNA came back with Sean Combs' DNA, this investigation would have gone in a different direction, but it was consistent with a female contributor. So it's not whether the result was accurate, only the impact. Judge says, I'm going to overrule the objection, but I'll hear you at sidebar after the direct. This DNA issue can mislead the jury. Agnifilo says we could prove this up through the serologist. This is a fair game for the witness. I can't keep hearing this word and not know what it means. You guys know what a serologist is? Oh, yeah, that Chris Cornell video is probably one of my better ones, I honestly think anyways. And it's probably the best performing video outside of my Aaron Carter video. So I don't know, that people seem to like that one a lot. And personally, that is a good episode. There's a couple of things I'm kicking myself for forgetting to put in there, like the whole piece about him having 2 other bands that were found in the room, but like the one band that was chosen to use was the red one. And I also think I forgot to talk about the weight restrictions of the bands, but because I'm pretty sure the red one has a weight limit of like 100 pounds, which is way less than Chris. Serologists research fluids found in the human body, such as blood and saliva. I'm sure there's more fluids than that. Okay, so that's just the name of the job of people who look at bodily fluids and test them for DNA, I guess. Blood specialist. And so, I don't know, they say there was, DNA on a bottle in his car, and they were trying to see if it was Diddy's, and it wasn't. It was a female's DNA, so we're actually looking for a female that blew up Kid Cudi's car, which actually could kind of make people think that maybe it was Cassie, or was Diddy dating Gina at the time? Wasn't Diddy talking to Gina? Maybe he had Gina do it. That means a lot because I think I said this yesterday, but one of the things I worried about like super hard when I first started doing these cases and like doing true crime cases in general was like, how am I going to be able to like research as good as all these other channels I follow and like find good details and find interesting stuff? But hearing that I do a good job with research has motivated me to keep doing it. So I really appreciate that. It actually does help. The girl group ladies code van crash wasn't an accident. So true though. I think you're totally right on that. What about the summary charts? I didn't miss another one, did they? What about the summary charts? When are they being offered? Some early next week. Summary charts, huh? What's that for? For the prosecution? Some early next week. Oh, is that like what they have to give the judge for each week? Like who they're going to call up and all that? That's what I think anyways. I don't know. Others, along with our second to last witness before we rest our case. So they're going to be resting probably next week. By the end of next week, they'll probably be resting. Bringing in bank and phone records and texts is okay, but some text threads are already in. The summary charts will save time as they did in the ex-Senator Bob Menendez case. There's a guy named... I'm just confused. As it did in the Menendez case. I'm assuming that's what they meant. Oh, wait, no. Gold bar Bob Menendez. Okay, so there's another Menendez case. That's confusing. Kind of curious, but I want to finish reading through this before we dive into any Bob Menendez. That leaves us with the objection to Dr. Hughes. Is the U.S. going to respond? Oh, thank you guys. I really do appreciate that. The creative process, it just flows. I feel like it's just questions that I ask and shit that I find interesting. And I'm sure if I find it weird, I'm sure other people find it weird. Or I'm sure other people have wondered. And then there's like no answers. You know what I mean? So that's why I like deep diving. And I like being able to find stuff that other people don't find or have a hard time finding. And I won't lie, Grok is super helpful for that. He can find interesting details that I would have never found on my own, and then you can start to deep search those details, which will lead you to new details. And so AI is genius. I literally use it all the time. I stare into his soul. Yeah, you guys don't even know. I mean, I've got all these lights, like I kind of do right now, but I've got all these lights, and then I just have to stare at this one part of my camera. Otherwise, I don't know where I'm looking. But yeah, I do stare pretty hard. That's so funny. Stare into your soul. Okay, jury's finally coming in. Call your next witness. They call Capricorn Clark. So we didn't get any Jimenez stuff. Okay. Where did you grow up? Born and raised in San Francisco. Moved to LA. Worked for Def Jam, then Death Row Records, the late 90s gangster rap label. What was your relationship to Suge Knight? He is the father of my friend's child. Then you work for Sean Combs? Yes, he is over there in a blue sweater. I worked for him from 2004 to 2012. Were you kidnapped? Yes. Wait, I need to get a visual on Capricorn Clark. I've only heard her name thrown around, like from Jaguar Wright and stuff. What do you guys know about Capricorn Clark? Wait. Shine's Jongwon was killed and his bandmate at the funeral, minus Key were cruel. You're talking about Shine, like the rapper Shine? Yeah, don't forget to like the stream. Thanks, Lieutenant Dan. Definitely like it, 'cause then more people will jump in and be like, oh shit, what's this dude talking about? No one ever looked into Jeff Buckley's death, and I just found a video of Buckley talking about how celebrities end up dead. Jeff Buckley? I've literally never heard about this dude, but he's going immediately on the list. I don't know what I was... Oh, okay, never mind. Sorry, I was like trying to understand what note I put in my phone because there was numbers there, and then I forgot. Oh, he drowned. You know what some of the other ones I've heard of lately is the chefs that work for the Clintons and for Obama that just randomly disappeared. Yo, what up? Welcome in, everybody. Yeah, so many celebrities. I honestly feel like more celebrities die not naturally than naturally. She is Lauren London's sister. Wait, who? Jeff Buckley. Who is Lauren London? See, you guys, I don't know who half these people are, but... Oh, you're talking about Capricorn Clark? Yeah, see. Okay. And Lauren London was with Suge Knight, right? And Baby Mama. Okay, that makes sense. What does she do? Does she do something? Oh God. Is this the hole that was in Kid Cudi's car? Sheesh. What the fuck? What do they do? Looks like something fell through, like an anvil straight out of a cartoon fell through his roof. I think my mind killed Robin Williams. I was thinking of how Michael Hutchence hung with belt while thinking of the name Robin, since that Rihanna's first name, but it's not in spelling of hers. That's you think that you had something to do with it. Weird circumstances is natural causes for a celebrity. Yeah, that's anti-M. That's funny. Yeah, that definitely. Oh, okay. They died in a bathtub of pneumonia and there was drugs involved. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty normal. That's how pretty much every celebrity dies. That makes sense. Okay, so Capricorn Clark, is she like a singer or something? Does she do like anything? Who is she? Yeah, I'm not alone. Everybody else searching this too. Who the fuck is this chick? Former assistant to the rapper and record executive Diddy. She's worked in the entertainment industry. Television production manager. Oh, okay, so she's a freaking suit. She's been involved in projects for HBO, ABC, NBC, and more. Okay, cool. So she's not a singer. She's just a freaking paper pusher. Lauren is an actress and was with rapper that died, Nipsey Hussle. Oh, yeah. Nipsey Hussle's on my list, too. Oh, okay. Lauren London was with Nipsey Hussle, and Capricorn Clark was friends with Diddy. Okay, that just got super interesting. Nipsey Hussle just moved up on the list. So this chick was kidnapped. When did you first meet Mr. Combs? When I moved to New York City in 2002. We were super platonic. Not just regularly platonic, we were super platonic friends. A headhunter said I should work for him as a personal assistant. A headhunter? Who is this headhunter? Oh, hang on, I dropped my mouse. Shit sneaks right off looking for cheese. A headhunter said I should work for him as a personal assistant. I did until 2006. Your duties? Rub stuff on Diddy's nipples. Hashtag Nipplegate. That's your duties as an assistant for Diddy, right? Shadow him from the time he wakes up. God bless. So you're not just a personal assistant. You are literally his personal assistant. Like, wow, dude. You just wake up, you wipe his ass for him, you get him some applesauce and some Fruit Loops for breakfast, and make sure he's got his lunch packed and did his homework so he can take it into school and return his library books. Because Diddy's 5 years old, you guys. Sorry, I lost our spot here. There we go. Then what? Head of women's for Sean John? Oh, okay, so didn't she technically still work for him then? How long? A year, then global brand director for Sean Combs. Name and likeness, due diligence to grow the brand. Then I was terminated until 2016 for Cassie Ventura. So Cassie took over her spot. So, okay. Yeah, it's babysitter. Straight up babysitter. It's not a... The job description says celebrity babysitter, personal handler. I hate thug. I'm cursed too. When I was in Walmart one time, I was trying to get my brother the same color mirror that I had broken like 2 days prior. And as I reached in the back to grab the one color that matched the one I broke, I pulled all of 17 of the front mirrors out in front of me that shattered all over the floor in Walmart. And the poor lady that worked there, she just got like a dustpan and a broom and started sweeping up glass. And she said, "You should just go. I'll make sure that you don't get charged for this." And I was like... Thank you. And then she also said, "You probably have bad luck for the rest of your life now," when we were walking away. And I was like, dang, she's probably right. All pair for a gigantic tantrum flinging toddler. Yeah, straight up. who has emotional episodes, and he's got a intense grief case for his emotional baggage. Did you work in this building? We're looking at a photo of Bad Boy Records office. Yes, we moved there in 2005. Your first day, where did Mr. Combs take you? To the bathroom and violated... No, I'm just kidding. Central Park after dark, along with Uncle Polly. He looked like a linebacker. Uncle Polly's this massive linebacker. He'll break your kneecaps if you don't like you. Does this photo look like him? Look like who, Uncle Polly? No, he doesn't have on the blackout shades he wore all the time. Yeah, I love those security guys like big homie CC always wears his freaking blacked out shades. Doesn't matter what it looks like inside, outside, wherever he is, he's got those shades on. What did Mr. Combs tell you in the park? That since I'd work for Suge Knight, if anything happened, he might kill me. He might have to kill me. Objection. Overruled. Proceed. How did you take it? Capricorn Clark says, seriously, it had gravitas. Is that really what she said? Like, you got to translate that for the jury. Like, nobody knows what that means. Come on. How did you react? I said, I didn't have anything to do with that stuff. Objection. He said, since I'd worked for Suge Knight, if anything happened, he might have to kill me. What does he mean? If anything happens with Diddy because she used to work for Suge Knight, like if she's like a plant or something? I was on TikTok, but TikTok literally just removed my profile for some sort of violation. No notice, no email, no nothing. I just went to check my TikTok and upload a video, and I just didn't have a TikTok there anymore. I was like, oh. And then Kim was like, yo, what happened to your TikTok? And I was like, I don't fucking know. It's just gone. So, I don't know. I feel like TikTok has been telling me that it doesn't want me to be on their platform for like 2 years now. So I feel like I'm just going to... Yo, what up, Chumba? I feel like I'm just going to finally take their advice and just stay away from it. Because I do love TikTok, but it's also a whole nother set of it. Like, people on TikTok don't appreciate the long form videos. If you can't package it up in like 30 seconds for them, then they just keep swiping. But my channel was actually, or my page was doing really well over there. It's kind of sucks that Kim was actually taking over my TikTok channel. Peanut butter. Those guys testing the shit with Chris Cornell was kind of cool. I was really worried I wasn't going to be able to put that in the video on YouTube, but it made it partially. That one I fought with YouTube so hard, though, to try and get it uploaded. My mind wanted me not to watch the... Oh, wait, no. You should do a video about celebrities who have MK Ultra and the proof and such. I don't know. I love those kinds of vids, and there's a lot of them. Like there's celebrities that have been subject to MK Ultra experiments, or like they have knowledge of stuff that's going on. Because I think that is a good idea. I think it's great. And I'm sure it's a lot more widespread than we think. How did you take it? Seriously, it had gravitas. How did you react? I said, I didn't have anything to do with that stuff. But she's mentioning that stuff. Like, what is she talking about? Objection, sustained, Miss Steiner. What was Polly's role? All aspects of Mr. Combs' movements to keep him safe. There were also D-Rock, Roger Bonds, and Ruben. Why does everybody ask this? Who's D-Rock? A good friend of Biggie Smalls. Running back type body. This chick loves football. Did you ever observe Mr. Combs with a gun? Oh, you have a gun, do you? Yes, in my home. Did he talk about it? Mr. Combs, told Chris Lighty he had a gun. He had a problem with 50 Cent. Is that 50 Cent's real name? How come I don't know that? I suck at knowing artists' real names. Aubrey Graham had no idea. Oh, I actually did know that. Curtis James Jackson. Because he has a song called Curtis Jackson or something. Damn, he's the third? I don't know if you guys know this, but did you know that a junior... Like, if you're Curtis James Jackson II, you're not called Curtis James Jackson II until your dad dies. Until that point, then you're called Curtis James Jackson Jr. Unless you're like the third extension and they're both still alive. But I thought that was kind of interesting. I always wondered what the difference was. Sloan Bella is awesome. I don't ever include her stuff in my videos because I don't know. I don't know why I don't. I just get so like, I'm not super like hip to the talking from the other side thing. And a lot of the times, like, I feel like I could come up with some of the stuff that I figure out based on, like, I could do what she does if I had the knowledge about the facts the way that she probably does too. But I don't know. I find her channel fascinating, that's for sure. Because I don't know if I believe in that stuff. I want to believe, just like Mulder. Yeah, I never got to see Linkin Park. I kind of fell out of mainstream music after all that. I started diving into underground music almost exclusively. And then, but all those artists, man, especially the ones we talk about on the channel, a lot of them were hugely influential. Mac Miller's probably the one I listen to the most that I've talked about. Freaking love Mac Miller, man. That one's so sad. Oh yeah, that was the other one I wanted to look up because I thought Chris Lighty was his name. Who's Chris Lighty? Daryl Steven Chris Lighty was an American music manager and record producer. Co-founded Violator, whose clients include 50 Cent, LL Cool J, Missy Elliott, and Diddy. Manager of hip-hop stars. Okay. I don't feel like Diddy needs a manager, but maybe that was back in the day. Yeah, and there's some stuff that I've read about Sloan. That's the thing, is that the stuff that she talks about sounds like some of the stuff I've read on X. So I might have to go listen to her videos before I finish writing my stuff today. So yeah, honestly, she's not always like on my list, but everybody tells me to check her out. So I definitely need to do that more. I will listen to you guys, okay? I will do it. Because every time I do watch her videos, they're always super interesting. They're not interesting enough for me to include, but they always are fascinating to me. Okay, Chris Lighty. He had a problem with 50 Cent. Were you ever accused of stealing? Yes, jewelry. It had been given to me. It was on loan. It went missing? Yes. What did you do? From Teterboro, I called 1440 and told them to lock it down. What? She talking in code? I called 1440 and told them to lock it down. So is that like his address? It's like his mansion's address. They have like, she's an astrologer. Psychic and astrology is what Sloan Bella is all about. Yeah, and see, I do love astrology. So honestly, I don't know why I don't watch her more. And her videos, to be honest, don't pop up in searches very often. Like when I search on YouTube, anything that we would be searching, everybody says there's a video involving that celebrity with like on her channel, but she never pops up in my searches, and I do follow her. So, which I think is kind of weird. Don't you think that's weird? Do you feel like that's suppression from YouTube? I like your facts and... Oh, yeah, I like that. Facts and intuition. Yeah, well, because honestly, it's a combination of both. I feel like you're right. It definitely is. What Sloan says Tom Cruise does with fish mouths. What? God, you guys got me super interested now. Good morning, BMX Chelsea. What is up? What's up, sobers? I love that that's catching on. It's like my favorite thing ever. Oh yeah, I got the stain off my shirt. I washed it last night, thank God. But show us the tapes. Hang on, let me do this. Let me see if I can just do this real quick. Show us the tapes. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and figure out how to sell these. So if you guys want one, you can get one. I'm gonna figure it out. Okay, back to business here. What did Uncle Paulie do? He questioned me 3 hours. You went home? I just picture her sitting in a room with like a bright spotlight on her face, and Uncle Paulie's in there like with a drill and like giant things to cut her fingers off and all this, and he's asking her where this jewelry is. That's all I'm picturing right now. I don't know about you guys, but Tom Cruise in the fish incident. You guys literally got me so... Yeah, it looks brand new, right? I don't know how. I literally wore it the night before to try it on, and then I laid down and ate some pizza in bed while I was researching and got pizza all over my fucking shirt. God, dude. What a freaking nightmare of a mess, this dude. Hot, steaming, garbage pile of a mess. He questioned me 3 hours. You went home? To Queens, yes, with Uncle Polly. He searched my house. Jesus, who is this guy? The cops? Where did Uncle Polly take you? 1710 Broadway. Why does that sound like such an a familiar address? It was dilapidated. It was being fixed up, but I didn't know that. Uncle Polly took me to the 6th floor. The door was locked behind us. There was a 6-foot folding table and a heavy-set man. What, you're not going to tell us which football player he looked like? This is bullshit. 6-foot folding table and a heavy-set dude. That sounds so creepy. Can you describe him? 5 of me. 2 linebackers. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. This dude was 2 linebackers worth. This is a massive guy. And he was chain smoking. He's going to die at like 45 years old. Did Uncle Paulie stay? No. Intermittently, he came back. What did the heavyset man say? I was there to take a lie detector test. This giant dude has a 6-foot table and a freaking lie detector test, and they're making it sound like they're about to like disembowel her on this table or something. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Oh, yeah, I know this new freaking MacBook. Kim got me a MacBook for Christmas because I was bitching about how the iPad I have will not render my videos, and it wouldn't. I could, if my video was over like 45 minutes, it just would not render it. And I would be up all night just trying to get the video rendered. And also all the videos that are like super poorly lit and the lighting's all messed up. It's because it was the free version of that program. I couldn't fix that stuff. But anyways, she got me this super sick MacBook Pro M4 chip one. And it's got so many different camera features. It's even got this, let me see if I can show you. I don't know what the purpose is, but it's called Desk View. I won't show you because it's just the front cam. But it'll like show you the view of the keyboard. So like if you're doing like something where you have to see the keyboard, I guess. I don't know. Sorry, no, I can't get it out of there. Oh, I just pulled up Desk View. That's why I'm tripping out. But yeah, it's super cool. It's got a portrait mode, so it'll blur the background, and then it's got this center stage, so it'll like follow you a little bit. Obviously, it's got limitations because it's just a standalone camera, like standstill camera. But man, I don't know. I'm a Mac user for sure now. I switched teams a while ago, came to the dark side. I'll never go back. The Sith. Okay, 5 of me, 2 linebackers, lie detector test. What did he say would happen if you failed the lie detector test? That they would throw me in the East River. Oh, for real? They said that? Objection. Can we have a sidebar? Sidebar is ongoing, so, all right. Miss Steiner, you may proceed. What was his demeanor? Very serious. I was terrified. Wait, is her name really Capricorn? That's not like a nickname? Or like a stage name or something? He requested a whole fish, took it into the bathroom, and threw it away. I cannot wait to watch this fucking fish video. Maybe right after this shit ends, we're going to watch this fish video that you're talking about. It got me so amped about this right now. What was his demeanor? Very serious. I was terrified. Oh, real quick. Sorry, I don't want to get super distracted, but I am streaming on Rumble, and it looked like it was actually working, but I didn't even check, so let me look real quick. Unless any of you guys have noticed. Hey, yes, it's working. Yes. All right, because yeah, I've got a live stream for like 30 hours on there, which is something they never mentioned one time. But thank you guys so much. I'm sure it was some of you guys, maybe all of you guys, but thank you for following me on Rumble, because it got me, I'm at like 130 subs now on there, which is amazing. I love the support from you guys. So I can monetize over there now, but now it's telling me I need 30 hours of live streaming in a month to monetize now. And I was like, I wish you told me that before. I've been live streaming all last week. Tom Fish Cruise. Yeah, okay, Chumbo, we're definitely, after this is said and done, we're going to be Tom Fish cruising our asses off for Freak Off Tuesdays. Oh, there we go. It's Tom Fish Cruise Tuesdays. Tom Fish Cruise Day. That's going to be the Tuesday name for sure. I need to get Rumble. I forget to do things. Oh, you're good. It's honestly, I will say this. If you guys don't want to pay for my premium membership or my membership to like get the graphic video, like I always release them earlier on YouTube and my main focus is YouTube. But eventually I do post on Rumble like within the same week, and I will usually upload like the unfiltered video on there because Rumble don't care, dude. Rumble's sick just for that reason. And to be honest, if you guys are into content like mine, Rumble is a better place for it because there is less restrictions. So there's more live stream videos of people talking about stuff. There's a lot of people that deep dive conspiracy stuff on there. So, and BitChute as well. If you don't use BitChute, that's a really good place to find interesting information about topics. But he was super fucking serious. Did you want to be taking the test? Whoever wants to take a lie detector test? Except somebody that's innocent, I guess. I don't know. No, I was afraid. How was the test? Wires on you and they question you. Did I steal? Did he tell you the results? He said to calm down, that he couldn't get a good reading, and he might have to throw me in the East River. Jeez, dude. Anyone else in the building? Not to my knowledge. Could you leave? No, Paul said no. What did Paul say at the end? That he'd come back the next day to figure this out? We started again, another lie detector test in the same location. All day. What? Were you free to leave? No. You were being detained. So I'm not free to leave? This is violating my constitutional rights? Is that the one Rumble Dr. Disrespect made when he got banned for misconduct with minors? Yeah, no, they definitely support free speech. BitChute, the only complaint I have with BitChute is it feels like it was made in the 90s and it's never been updated. And so, I don't know, that's my only concern with that one. But I do have all my videos up on Rumble finally. And yeah, if there is like a video that's censored on there you can't see, you can always go see it on Rumble. Like if you want to go watch the David Carradine episode and see the disgusting weird photos of him naked on this like autopsy table, then you can definitely go see it there. And that is me and my brother's new favorite ongoing joke is that, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and tie my hands and my balls together and then probably off myself. So, I don't know. Did Joe Rogan really get on the stand? I don't think so. I haven't seen him on here anyways. I think the most notable person we've talked about or they've talked to is Cassie and then Kid Cudi. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know why Joe Rogan would be involved at all. And also the Mike Myers thing. Did I show you guys that? The E. Diddy? I think I showed you guys that. But they're saying that maybe, which is kind of interesting because this is before Diddy ever went to jail or did anything. So in Austin Powers, there's this picture right here where he has E. Diddy on his butt cheek. And it's after Dr. Evil went to jail and did the, it's a hard knock life for us. What are you on Rumble? I think it's DJ Petrovsky, all one word. I'll type it in here real quick because sometimes people don't know how to spell it. But yeah, there you go. Rumble's cool. I think you'll like it. I like it a lot. I hope it gains more traction. It'll obviously never beat out YouTube, but I hope it gains more traction. Or I hope that the competition from apps like Rumble and BitChute will force YouTube into what am I trying to say? Like lowering some of the intensity of their stupid regulations. Oh, Kim already on it. She's all over it, dude. Why do you continue to work with Mr. Combs? Wait. All day. Were you free to leave? No. How long did this go on? 5 fucking days. Oh my God, dude. She was literally doing lie detector tests for 5 days. Did you tell anyone where you were? No, I was just trying to survive it. I worked under an NDA. So she couldn't even tell anybody, yo, I'm literally in a really not pleasant situation. I don't even know if they're feeding this girl. Objection. Jury should disregard the last answer. I don't think they're going to be able to. Jury should disregard the answer. What would you have been doing? Shadowing Mr. Combs? Rubbing jizz on his nipples? What happened after 5 days? That I could return to work and that Mr. Combs would see me the next week. Did Mr. Combs ever discuss it with you? Nope. Why did you continue to work with Mr. Combs? If I left, they'd think I stole. That's fair, and then they would kill her. While your child is wiped with no toilet paper at school. What? When you look for it on YouTube, it was gone? What? Really? Oh, you know what? That's what happened. That video, there was a period where I realized that YouTube can tell you that your video is good to go and that it's monetized. There's no restrictions. There's no flags, no copyright. And then you'll post the video and then it can retroactively say, oh, we were wrong. Actually, your video is super messed up. So I have to like upload my video, and honestly, I like if it gets flagged first, because then once it gets approved, then I don't have to worry as much about it getting reflagged. But if the video just gets straight up approved right away, it makes me really nervous, because I'm like, shit, if I post this, it could get flagged in like 24 hours. And then I've already got, 10,000 views on the video, tons of comments, tons of people who have already put their 2 cents in on the video. And I don't like to delete anything. So it's like, oh, okay, well, now I've got to upload a new video, because I think the long game, you guys, because those videos are going to continue to get views every week. My Aaron Carter video from like 4 months ago is still one of my top producing videos financially. It's literally the most viewed, and it's just, I don't know, it's just like one of those videos that keeps getting money. So if that one wasn't monetized, it defeats the entire purpose of uploading them. And the same thing happened with the Kate Spade one. And then it got reflagged for something. It's like now age restricted. So now I can't do anything about it. Which literally broke my heart. Kate Spade one's good. What were your days like? Didn't they already ask this? From his townhouse at 74th Street and park in the morning to daddy's house, studio at night. That's what everybody does. How much sleep did you get? On a good day, 4 hours. On a bad day, 2. I got a stress condition. I was paid $55,000. A personal assistant shouldn't have a stress condition. Am I the only one that thinks that? Like, hey, Adair, good morning. The power's been out. Holy shit. That's crazy. Well, hopefully you guys are good. BMX Chelsea says, I was kind of thinking that too, Courtney. What do they say? I feel like this is a show trial. I don't think they get that any of the big things he's done will come out. Yeah, I fully agree with that. Hey, we didn't even know what kangaroo court was when you said that. You said that day one for. We didn't even know what kangaroo court was when you said that. You said that day one for sure. Kangaroo court for sure. And honestly, you guys, did you expect anything less? I didn't even expect us to make it to trial. I thought Diddy was going to get Epstein so fast. And he is just a pawn, and that's probably a whole part of the thing. They're like, this is part of the deal. Like, he's going to be a pawn in this whole scheme. But if you don't, like, rat everybody out and you play ball with us, then we'll make it so that something's going to happen where he maybe doesn't skate, but he's not getting Fed charges prosecuted on him. I don't know. The Aaron Carter one was good. That was a good episode. I messed up a couple things. I mean, there's so many facts to go through. Like, I'm bound to make mistakes. But when you make mistakes on YouTube, you can guarantee that people are going to let you know. So don't worry. People will tell you if you make mistakes. The Prince William one's the one I'm probably the most embarrassed about. That was a huge mess up. But it's funny, and I'll always joke about it in the future. Did you get paid overtime? Nope. Let's see. No, I spoke to the head of HR. She said I was owed $80,000. How did Mr. Combs respond? He ripped up the paper. Would Mr. Combs stay at hotels? Yes. With whom? Kim Porter, once a week. Oh my God, so Kim Porter was doing the same as Cassie. At least I think. Right? Doesn't that seem like what that means? Because that's what Cassie was doing. Once a week, she would stay in a hotel doing whatever. You guys hear my dog? Yeah. Here, I'm going to take a second to go let him out because he's upstairs. Epstein is a verb. Freak off is a verb. Freaking off is a verb. I think that's hilarious, but I think my dog's pissed because he's locked down here. Let me go let him out. Chapo, are you pissed off because you're locked down here or what? Why are you so mad? Oh, he's stuck. He's trapped. Oh no. Don't bark. Don't bark at people, please. My dog is deaf, but he barks a lot. I don't really know. He uses it like when he needs something, which is good. But he also just barks at everybody that walks by. It's super annoying. Because there's a trail that lines the back of our house, and they don't let fences. Can't have a fence here. It's so dumb. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Kim Porter, was she going through the same stuff? This is not just a kangaroo court. This is our lives. I know, right? Yeah, we're all a part of this world on the stage. Backroom deals are definitely going on. I mean, even if you think about what's going on with Gina Hunn, supposedly Diddy's lawyers are talking with her, making some settlement deal with her. So, I mean, call it witness tampering, call it what you want. I don't know, but it definitely gives me behind the scenes deal vibes. Hey, thank you, Millennials Best. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. You're freaking amazing. I just hearted it. I'm going to send some hearts in the chat. You're the best. Seriously, thanks for the love. I appreciate that. What names would he book the room under? Frank Black and Frank White. Real creative names. And the girlfriends? Jackie Starr. Who is Jackie Starr? I feel like that's somebody for real. Where did he stay? Intercontinental Buckhead in Atlanta, Beverly Hills Hotel in LA. What were in his bags? So he stayed at the same hotels all the time. What were in his bags? A camera, small bottles of little travel size bottles of baby oil and lube just in case. Cameras every time. What would you be doing? Watching TV, ordering room service, keeping up on sleep. Afterwards, I'd sweep the room for anything left behind. Any damage? Baby oil. Yep, lots of baby oil damage. What do you mean they didn't turn out like you wanted, Lorianne? Were they not as, like, shaped or what? No, I don't think I did share the live stream in Discord. Adair, I suck at using the Discord. I'm not going to lie. I'm the worst about it, but I definitely can. It's not even behind the scenes. It's in our faces. We know he was into Depraved in there talking about this, his little role in Nipplegate. Courtney, I really hope Nipplegate takes off. I don't know if anybody else is using that term, but I'm definitely using it a lot. You love what song? Let's see. Tools the Pot. Oh, hell yeah. That's what it's all about. That's kind of funny. Who uses cap locks? I do, actually. I'll have capitals. Well, I write in all caps, but I oftentimes will just have caps lock on for some reason and then just don't take it off. I don't know why. Okay, cool. Let's move on here. How frequently would Mr. Combs stay in a hotel with Cassandra Ventura in 2008? Like once a week. See what I'm saying? Once a week. And this is the assistant saying this. So Kim Porter was the precursor to Cassie Ventura, just like Gene Deal said. Who do you think uses caps locks? Wait, who have you seen written in all caps? The Free Diddy guy or Free Puffy guy. Ah, thanks, Adair. See, you're the best. I appreciate that. I do need to check it because you guys have shared some good stuff in there. But yeah, I'm starting to think that Kim Porter really was, just like Gene Deal said, the pre-Cassie. For several days, the like once a week at La Hermitage in the London Intercontinental for several days. The IV drips. Did he speak to you about his relationship with Miss Ventura? Yes, Miss London was there, Chef Jordan in the other room. He called Cassie over, asked her to walk there, hand me that, go back in the room, in the other room. She did it. What did he say? You bitches won't do that. That's why you don't have a man. Jeez, dude. What did you say? You're motherfucking right. Sure you are. Did you observe Mr. Combs obtain drugs? A girlfriend in New York and LA from one stop. One stop, dude. Caps lock for life. Yeah, Haas writes in all caps too. Tool is the ultimate hotbox in the car. Get lost kind of a band. I totally agree. I honestly didn't really like Tool for a long time, but then my ex really, really liked them. And I started to understand and appreciate them a lot more. And now Maynard is really, he's a weirdo, and I love that about him so much. Such a good band. Did he ask you to get drugs for him? Yes, ecstasy. And in the south of France, he asked me to get coffee table powders. I said, for who? Why? I wasn't going to do it, given how my mother died. Oh, did her mom die from overdose or something? Love Tool. Making a police report. They stole my cat, whose skin is falling off in a week's time. What? That's funny. Who is One Stop? One Stop is the drug dealer that sold drugs to Barack Obama and Diddy, and apparently is the man. I don't know. Wait. 3 bands. I only know of 2. So wait, you're for real Time to Heal? You're talking about something. What the fuck happened? I think my building management got paid to tamper with my apartment. They stole my cat, whose skin is falling off in a week's time. What the So you got your cat back and the cat's skin is falling off? Sorry, I was giggling. I thought you were joking about something and I didn't know what the hell was happening. A Perfect Circle and Pucifer? Oh, I've never heard of that one. Oh, you guys are awesome. See, you learned something today. I learned something every day. You should say Gabby Petito says hi. Yeah, like they're for real. Well, I'm stoked to check out Pucifer. Because I do, personally, I liked A Perfect Circle more than Tool. But they're both really good. Yeah, you guys know your Maynard for sure. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with Time to Heal. I don't know what the hell, but there's no information about Capricorn Clark's mother or her death. Okay, maybe Lauren London's mom. Oh, wait, no, that's just a friend, right? Not the same mom. All right, never mind. I'm dumb. I was just trying to figure out because it's kind of interesting. He asked me to get the coffee table stuff, and I said, for who? And he said, why? I wasn't going to do it given how my mother died. Objection, sidebar. Okay. Dave back. Who did Mr. Combs say the drugs were for? He said, not me. Did you get them? Yes, through the Spanish security guard. He also got prescription drugs in my name. They were in the toiletry bag I'd carry. Or security. See what I mean? Through the Spanish security guard. He's always asking other people to get him drugs, which makes me think that he either had a connection that he worked with. I still think that he was peddling drugs. I don't know why. I just have this feeling that Diddy had his own drug selling operation going on. And the security guards had it. I just feel like they were supposed to be selling it to people too. I don't know. That's just my feeling. I have to take B bowling since she bowls for 2 games for free every week. Oh, that's cool though that you get to. That's sick. She gets 2 games of free bowling a week. Is it with your a membership or something? You definitely understand and appreciate the value and importance of a subscription or a membership and what it means to be a member or a subscriber. Yeah, we all have ADHD. Yeah, and you guys don't help. You guys will bring up stuff and I'm like, oh wait, that's really interesting. But that's the only way I like it. Makes me feel at home. Who did Mr. Combs say the drugs were for? Okay. What about bulk cash? Is she saying that she'd carry bulk cash? Yes. 100,000 euro coming back from Europe. Where'd he get it? Club bookings in Europe. He'd keep it and then give it to security, then into his bedroom personal safe. Violence? Fighting. I hope that he just asked a one-word question. Violence? Stars and Strikes as a summer program. Oh, that's cool. Stars and Strikes, that's a cool name of a bowling alley. He threw his pants away in front of me after I gave the description of what he was wearing to the police. What? No way. That's so wild. And they trying to kill my emotional support cat and jeopardize my housing, and they are coming in my apartment with maintenance who threw his pants away after I called the police, and the cat reappeared. What the hell, dude? That's so weird. Yeah, is your cat okay? What up, One Chance? One Chance, we were just talking about One Stop. Are you guys homies? You know One Stop, legendary Barack Obama's drug dealer? I wonder if his sales picked up after all this. One Stop is now like, can't keep up with all the business. Was Mr. Combs violent with you? Yeah, they must have been like, I don't know what the fuck he's asking me. Yes, at Star Island, he told me you are not to leave this house. Pharrell Williams was brought in by boat. I returned Mr. Walker to Palm Island. Is this Paul Walker? Who Mr. Walker? Yo. Who Mr. Walker? We're going to screenshot that real quick. Because that'd be interesting. Who's Mr. Walker? Yeah, I really hope that your cat's okay. I'm super sorry. Yeah, Haas of all people she gave a description of him, and her cat reappeared after she called the police, but her cat has like skin melting off of it or something. That's wild. Wild. So that's the update, at least as far as I understand it. But I'm also only halfway paying attention to the chat. I'm trying to catch us up, but at the same time, I'm sure once we get caught up, they're going to be going slow anyways, so. One time, wait. Back up. Was Mr. Combs violent with you? Yes, at Star Island. He was bringing Pharrell over by boat. I returned Mr. Walker to Palm Island. He called and said, "Where the f*** are you? You can't have a life." What? So dumb. You guys think you think we're talking about Paul Walker here? Or is there another Walker that I don't know about that you guys are more hip to? Yeah, like I always say, One Chance, real recognize real. Takes one to know one. It is working now, though. Okay, oh, yeah. I don't know what the buffering deal was. But I am streaming to 2 platforms, so Walker. Yeah, they were definitely talking about Chuck Norris, and they always refer to him as Walker, Texas Ranger. Same in Oklahoma. It's buffering. We have power outages from the storms. Oh, yeah. That's what... it's the only Walker I could think of, too. And yeah, what you guys are both Autistic Republican Witch and Adair. You guys are both in the same area. Walker, Texas Ranger. God, what happened to Chuck Norris? He was all the rage, and then nobody cares about him anymore. He's probably getting close to passing away naturally from like a car accident or like a doorknob incident or something. My buddy Ed just texted me like, yo, the Diddy trial, they just talked about something. Let's see what he said. I was telling him all about yesterday. I was telling him about my Diddy coverage. He said, a former aide testified today that Sean Diddy Combs threatened her with death on her first day and later kidnapped her at gunpoint to join him in an effort to kill Kid Cudi. I'm going to tell him to join if he wants. I'll send him a link real quick. Give me a second. My buddy Ed's cool. He was going to move in with us, but then, because he's getting divorced. And so that was going to be cool, but he ended up getting his own place, and he was talking to me about his female single life, freshly being divorced. So that was kind of cool. Good to catch up with him. We've been friends since 4th grade. Okay, cool. You can't have a life. And yeah, Mr. Walker, I screenshotted that for my Paul Walker episode because I think that's coming up soon. Seeing all those crash pictures has got me so curious. One time I asked, Capricorn Clark says, one time I asked the chef if there was turkey bacon. She said, no fucking turkey bacon. I said, I hate it here. The chef told Mr. Combs, and he pushed me again and again. See what I mean? The chef told me. This is HR right here. The chef was like, hey, Mr. Combs, I just wanted to let you know so that you don't blackmail or kill me, that this is what she said. And she also asked for turkey bacon, which is delicious. Why no turkey bacon? Why no turkey bacon, man? If it's Paul Walker, that's going to connect a lot of dots. Yeah, for real, that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's really Paul Walker, that connects so many dots. God bless. Chuck's got a new business going that podcasters promote. Oh, really? Good for him, man. Chuck Norris, constantly evolving. What up, Stephanie? Oh, that's so funny. Speaking of my buddy Ed, he was telling me to watch the McGruber movie. And your last name is McGruder, or like your last part of your name is McGruder. So that's what it made me think of. I do need to watch that movie, though. He said it was great. Eddie, he's in here. Nice. Yo, what up, everybody? Say what up to my buddy Ed. This is my homie since 4th grade. But yeah, he was just telling us that chick got threatened, her life threatened on her first day. Also, she was being interrogated with a lie detector test for like 5 days straight. I've been binging all your videos, man, for the last few weeks. I'm a year and a half clean after 9 years of hell. Your videos are a good way to occupy the mind and entertaining. That was actually something I didn't ever think about, is like when you're freshly sober, like boredom is definitely a trigger. And I didn't even think about the fact that my super long ass videos can help, you're sober for another hour, I think that's sick. Thank you for saying that, ReadMe. I love that. Literally makes me so happy. And I'm glad you've been binging all the videos. I'm glad they're binge worthy. I think that's why my channel's finally getting so much love, because that's the best thing for a creator in YouTube's eyes, is when people binge your videos, because it shows that your channel keeps people on YouTube for longer. At least that's what I've been told through my journey here. No turkey bacon, huh? He said, if you hate it here, get the fuck out of here. Did you leave your employment? I did, but you returned as a global brand director. Why? He was impressed by what I did in the job I'd left for a couple of albums. Oh, wait. He was impressed. I read that wrong. He was impressed by what I did in the job I'd left for a couple of albums. He said, you wouldn't have to work directly for me. He knows that it was that bad. He's like, I really want you back. You wouldn't ever have to see me. What were you doing for Miss Ventura? Managing her image, maximize the optics for her. For Sean Combs, he had final approval on everything. In LA, where did you live? A gated community. Okay, rub it in, whatever. We had followed Kim Porter there. Okay, what? Oh, okay, Kim Porter moved there? So they moved there? Is that what she's saying? We followed him there? What do we... Oh, I'm California sober. I hope that's cool. It helps with my autism. No, I'm Colorado sober, so I totally can vibe with that. I definitely still smoke. And I don't think weed actually qualifies. It's just a plant. It's kind of like drinking tea. There are people who struggle with weed addiction, though, so I hate to be insensitive like that. There's a couple guys in my recovery group that they're in there for weed. And but I've never had a problem. I do smoke all the time, but I've never had a problem stopping smoking. I think it helps with my anxiety issues. I just personally think it's helped me quit drinking. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that there's such thing as like a true sober. And if they are, those are some really, really intensely strong people, or they never tried anything. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, even if you think about it, caffeine technically is a drug. Like even just drinking caffeine, you're technically You're basically sniffing the coffee table, essentially. What? We had followed Kim Porter there. That part just kind of makes me feel really weird. Either Diddy followed her there, like living there, or they followed her creepily, like in a car. That's just kind of weird. Where was Miss Ventura? She was in New York City on West End. She would come to LA and stay with him, or with me, or in a hotel. Who else was Miss Ventura seeing? Scott, Miss Cuddy. Cuddy? How'd you learn that? She brought him to my apartment. What did he say, or what did she say? She texted me that they were going to this public place in LA. I told her it was a bad idea and to delete the text. Why? If Mr. Combs learned about Mr. Miscuddy, Mr. Combs paid for my phone and hers. So yeah, he definitely, would he have access to that? Like her messages? Probably not, but I'm sure because he paid for it, they had reasons. Oh, I'm so sorry, Angelina, that your son just got a DUI. Honestly, like, I got a DUI, and the only thing, as long as he doesn't continue getting DUIs, it served for me a good learning lesson. And it really fucking sucked. The breathalyzer thing, so dumb. Worst part about it. I personally think that if you let go of alcohol, a lot of the other issues fall out of place, except for if you don't drink. There's a lot of people that don't drink. They just use like pills and stuff, or they go straight for the hard So I think those ones are a little bit harder to get off of personally, but I do think that alcohol is difficult in its own way because it's everywhere. I took Cassie to Best Buy to get a burner phone. Wait. Okay, yeah, he paid for their phones. I took Cassie to get a burner phone at Best Buy. When did Mr. Combs return to town? Not long after that, he took Cassie to a hotel, the Cipriani. And then, December 22nd, 2011, between 5:30 and 6 a.m., there was a banging at my door. What did you see through the peephole? A furious puff. A hot puffy puff. Objection. Ask another question, Miss Steiner. A furious puff. Yeah, that's all speculation. She doesn't know if he was angry or not. What was his movement? Pacing with something in his hand. Oh, shit. Did you open the door? I did. What was he wearing? Button-down sweater, torn pants, and he was holding a gun. He came to my apartment and said, "Why didn't you tell me? Who is Scott?" I said, "I don't know any Scott." What did he say? "We're going to go kill this." Where was the gun? In his hand. I said I didn't want to go. He said, "I don't give a what you want. Get dressed." What concerns did you have? He'd never come to my house. What? What concerns did you have? He'd never come to my house. Did you try to escape? Oh, okay. He'd never come to my house before is what she's saying. Like, oh, Diddy's never shown up on my doorstep. Did you try to escape? No, I got dressed. What else do you think I was going to do, man? You're a peer support specialist. Don't use it for work, just helping people connect to resources. That's super sick. That's a really cool thing for you to do. There's THC in my cookies. That's awesome. I can't do edibles. I just get so sleepy. Bullshit. We need to overhaul the mental health. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Who joined in? Ruben in the black Escalade. Executive class. Where was Ruben? Driver's seat. I got in the back seat. Right-hand side. Mr. Combs was in the left next to me. Usually he would have sat in the front. Gun was in his lap. How long does it take to drive from your home to your home at the time to Kid Cudi's house in Hollywood Hills? If you push it, 15 to 20 minutes. What did Mr. Combs and Rube do at Cudi's house? They went in. Could you see in? Yes. What did you do? I called Cassie on her burner. I said, "Cassie, where the I told her Puff was at Cudi's house. Then I changed her number in my phone to my best friend Stormy. See, that's smart. What did you hear on the phone? That Scott was at Cassie's. When Mr. Combs came back, he took my phone and called the last number. Then I saw Cudi driving up. Mr. Combs saw my face and said, "There's that right there." We drove off and saw the police driving the other way towards Cudi's. Puff was pulling himself together. We stopped at the Key Club, and he told me to call Cassie. What did he tell you to tell Cassie? That he had me and wouldn't let me go. How did Miss Ventura respond? She said, okay, come get me. She was calm. Who drove you home? Reuben did. What did Mr. Combs then tell you? To convince Cuddy not to say that it had been him at his house. I picked up Cassie. That's just going to clue him in even more that it definitely was Diddy that did it. Alcohol added to the hard drugs list. Officially. It is now labeled a Schedule 1 narcotic. Oh, yeah. See, well, that's the thing, One Chance. There's normal people like you who can drink and have control over their alcohol consumption and can be like, yeah, I just had a couple beers and then was good. That is not something I can do. Not possible. Just like literally 2 beers is a waste of money for me. It's like, okay, well, it's not going to get me drunk, doesn't taste good, and it's not going to be an effective use of my $15. So I don't know. You're right. Everybody has their own perspective, and not everybody abuses alcohol. I feel like once you start drinking it like all the time, it will negatively affect you, whether you think it does or not. Like it just makes you. It's a depressant, and it definitely inhibits you'll make dumb decisions while you're drunk, for sure. But not everybody drinks like I do. But I don't know. It definitely became a problem for me. I can say that. Let's see where we at here. Where did you go? We went to Cuddy's and tried to convince him not to file a police report. What did you tell them? That Puff came to my house with a gun. What did you tell them he said? If you tell on him, he'll hurt us all. Jeez, dude. And Kid Cudi was like, I don't give a shit. What was his reaction? Mind blown. Objection. Sustained. Jury will disregard. I love how they're supposed to just be like, yeah, we'll just unhear that real quick. No worries. Let's see what else is going on in the chat here. I always wondered if I could go back to drinking, but now I'm like so good in I think that was my early alcoholic brain talking. I always was like, oh, eventually I'll go back to it. I'll be normal. But now I'm like, I don't even care. I don't really have any interest in going back to drinking. I'm kind of good where I'm at now. Yeah, I see a lot of people that I hear that too. They have alcoholics in their life, and that's why they won't touch it. They're like, I just have bad memories and associations tied to the substance in general. What was Mr. Miscuddy's reaction? His mind was blown. How was Cassie? In the fetal position. Mr. Combs kicked her all the way to the street. She was crying silently. Where was he kicking her? Her back, her backside. Voice cracks. I love how they say that. Where were you? 5 feet away. So was Rube. What did Mr. Combs say to you? He said, if you jump in, I'm going to fuck you up too. What did Rube do? Nothing. Who did you call? Not the Ghostbusters. We called D-Rock. I told him, tell your brother to stop Puff. He is kicking the out of her. Damn. I called Paulie too. He said he'd take care of it. I called Uncle Paulie as well. I said he'd take care of it, but Rube did nothing. What next? Mr. Combs told me to get the f*** out too. I left on foot. Could you see her getting kicked? Until I went around the bend. Okay. Then who'd you call? Regina Ventura. I told her he's kicking the out of your daughter. I can't call the police, but you can. Why didn't you call the police? The mission of the day was to get Cuddy, so no calling police. What? Doesn't even make sense. The mission of the day was to get Kid Cudi, so we weren't calling the police because we just blew up his car. Hey, likes in the chat. Thank you guys. The older I get, the less I know. I need those things like weed and booze. It's just fun when I do indulge. Yeah, and I like that. I think it makes it better when you do indulge, when you don't do it all the time and you're not married to it. The fuck? The camera moved on me. I'm just going to go with portrait for now. I don't like it moving around. This email, who is it from? Cassie. She wrote that he would be releasing sex tapes about me and he would have someone else hurt me and Scott Miscuddy. Okay. Do you recall if you responded to this? I don't. This is where I'm starting to feel like this is just dumb. Like, this is all still just proving that he was just this awful, jealous ex-boyfriend who is just super abusive, and doesn't matter who you are. You could be involved with him or not. He's an assaulter. Eddie. Yeah, I love Haas. You didn't realize Ed was in here? That's awesome. Did law enforcement call you? The arson investigators. Cuddy had given them my name. I hung up on them. I just wanted this over. What did Mr. Combs say to you? He said I should kill you bitches and I should cut her face. The fuck? How many times did Mr. Combs threaten you? I'd say 50 times. D-Rock was there, just doubling down on whatever Puff was saying in the moment. Who is Harv Pierre? The president of Bad Boy Records. I told him Puff had kidnapped me. What did Harv Pierre tell you? He said, that's crazy, but it's going to be okay. Man, that's pretty crazy, but it's going to be all right. I got a termination notice. I was accused of not properly putting in for the vacation I was on. Had you put in? Yes, to Harv Pierre. So he's like, it's going to be okay. We fired you anyways. Don't worry. Cool beans, cool beans. Just running errands today, catching up on edits before the wedding. Yeah, we got the wedding coming up. Had to hear about this new testimony. This shit is, it's all been like this too, Ed. Literally every single week or every single day, it's just this hilarious, crazy ass testimony of weird stuff that happened, of Diddy being insane. And you're just like, damn, brother love, really? Did you lose benefits? All of them. Health, 401k, my house, car, phone, I'm assuming. What did Mr. Combs say? That I would never work again. That he would make me kill myself. Oh my God, dude, what? Did you get a job offer? I did, but it fell through. I couldn't get a job. Did you settle with Mr. Combs? In October 2012 for objection. Can I approach? During the sidebar, here's court art of Capricorn Clark, courtesy of the Inner City Press from artist Elizabeth Williams. Way to go, Liz. It's pretty intense. That's such a crazy job. Also still useless. I don't know why they do this. What did you guys say? After I finish my coffee, my plan is to take B bowling. Yeah, that sounds amazing. I literally think bowling is so fun. Jamili. What? Jamili. What up? Biggest milestone for me was when I finally realized I'd let go of my secret belief I would eventually get to use my drug of choice again, because for a long time I couldn't accommodate never again. I fully 100% agree with that, because that was when I feel like my perspective shifted and I let go of it. I was like, I'm not worried about... It was like that too. What up, June? Welcome in. But it was like, God, I don't know if I can do this forever. But then you tell yourself, like, don't worry, you just get sober for a while. Maybe after a couple of years, then you can go back to it. And that's like the soothing, comforting belief that you need to hold on to in order to keep pushing forward. But eventually you get to this point where you're like, I've been living for like 3 years without it, and I honestly don't feel like I want to even try going back. I can find info that Paul Walker's driving buddy got bribed by Diddy because Walker knew Diddy and was going to expose him. Can't verify it right now. That's pretty wild, but also bribed by Diddy to do what? To crash his car? Because, like, that's going to hurt him, too. That's pretty wild. He must have offered him a lot of money. But, Heidi, interesting information, especially with this whole Paul Walker. Well, I'm glad that I screenshotted it. Paul Walker being involved in all of this stuff. Now, finding out that she had to drive him home. And it must have been from, what, like a freak off? Or, like, they didn't ever say what they were driving home from, but... Last Instagram post was freaking crazy. What was it? Hard G. Okay. Gimili? I'm trying. Paul Walker was the first famous I cried for. So weird. I've never cried for anybody, but Trevor Moore made me extraordinarily sad. Like, really sad. Haas told me, and it was so sad. My computer's about to die. I didn't even realize I didn't plug it in. Let me run and grab my charger. I'll be right back, you guys. Just go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. You guys grab some coffee, okay? What are you doing? Okay, all right. We got power. We got the juice. Corn. It's got the juice. Hang on. I only watched like a couple of the Fast and Furious movies, but then it was like, I'm not going to watch 9 of these. Yeah, the vibe is off if you don't drink and you go somewhere where people are drinking a lot. Prince was the worst for you, June? Yeah, that Prince is so sad. He fought so hard. Prince is definitely on the list. Once Vin Diesel finds out, Diddy will be in trouble. Oh, shit. That was the last Instagram post of Paul Walker? Is that still on his Instagram? These are probably all post. This is all shit he was tagged in or what? Alright, I'm not seeing it at Dare, but it's probably on there. Or maybe it was removed. Honestly, that's probably what happened. It was probably fucking removed. Scrubbed from the internet, just like everything else. Okay, here we go. Did you go back to work for him? Nobody else would hire me. Who else did you get approvals from? Sean Combs. Cassie was taking more drugs. Was she still dating Mr. Combs? Yes. In December 2023, why did you retain an attorney? I was traumatized by Cassie's civil complaint. Probably involved her, huh? Her complaint did not reference me. I reached out to Mr. Combs and said, I want my life back. You kidnapped me. Objection. Overruled. Was there a discussion of you working for Mr. Combs again? Yes, as chief of staff. I couldn't stand it. But then I was like, oh yeah, I could come back and be your chief of staff. Sure. When did you last speak with Miss Ventura? 2018. And Kid Cudi? 2012. No further questions. Judge wants a break. Combs Agnifilo says, can I start? Judge says, well, we're taking a fucking break. So no, dude. Did you not hear me say break? And they've back. Miss Clark, you are still under oath. Combs Agnifilo, we met in April 2024. You had a lawyer, Brian Friedman. Yes, you wanted to come back and work with Mr. Combs, right? We discussed it, yes. You saw Miss Garagos taking notes. Yes. You said you didn't think Cassie was good for Mr. Combs? Why? I just thought they were toxic. Tell me about when you were in New York. I was in the Bronx. I hated it. It was 2002. I met Jeanette, then Mr. Combs. In 2001 was the World Trade Center thing. Then I met Mr. Combs. Okay. He wasn't doing drugs, right? He did ecstasy in Daddy's house. But it got worse? Yes. You authorized Mr. Freeman to seek a job for you. It was all very procedural, lawyer to lawyer. But you were told you couldn't be given a job in the middle of the investigation. I don't remember that. Read this and let me know when you're done. Do you remember saying that you had the biggest crush on him? Objection 403. Mr. Agnifilo. Or Mr. Agnifilo, what's the objection? State of mind. It's being offered for the truth. We had a stip on this. Sidebar. They had a stipulation on showing whatever this document is where she reads it and she's supposed to say whether she had a crush on him. So they're trying to say that she had a crush on Diddy. Cassie wasn't good for him. Okay then. Right? He was driving home from a fundraiser? Paul Walker was? That's pretty wild. I believe it was a fundraiser for children too. I could be wrong. What did Ed say? I don't have any problems with drugs and alcohol, but I act like I'm happy when deep down all I really want is some freak-off parties. I think that's all we really want, Ed, is just a good old-fashioned Friday night freak-off and a fish fry. So one of these days, Ed, you'll have to come over and DJ live with us we'll do our Freak Off Friday over here, and you can freak off all you want with us. She says, we had a stip on this, then they're back after this sidebar. You called him Chalk for chocolate? You started with, she says, I did. You started with Def Jam, Run DMC. I don't go back that far. I'm more Foxy Brown, Redline, Jay-Z. So how did you come to work for Mr. Combs? I put in my resume on Monster after the World Trade Center thing. He said, you'd work for me? I was like, maybe. He was acting on Broadway in Raisin in the Sun. I was impressed. He had a major part? He was a star. Diddy was? Diddy was in a Broadway play? Is that true? Then I shadowed him on the Vote or Die campaign. My job was to get the T-shirts on the celebrities and into the photo shoots. I'd call them and say Puff wanted them to come. And they came? They did. Oh, okay, I was like, wait, where's the rest of it? This is an hour ago. I forgot to, big-ass barbecue. That sounds great. I'm getting better on the grill, so I could actually grill up some food and have a huge barbecue at the house. Just Freak Off Friday barbecue. Okay. Puff wanted them to come, and they did. How long before the jewelry missing thing? It was about 4 months. On the 4th of July, he threw a white party at his home in the Hamptons that year, with Vote or Die. When did the jewels missing happen? After July 4th. The jewels were still on loan from Jacob the Jeweler. Jacob the Jeweler. All these nicknames are just fantastic throughout the trial. Who else got the lie detector? Mike B., his stylist. He too had gone to street level of 1440 for manicures. The lie detector test was the next day. You never told HR? No. I got fired for 3 weeks. How did you get unfired? I went to work on his 35th birthday in Ciprani to do that celebrity list. I came back. 2004 to 2006. I came back. 2004 to 2006? Not all. As personal assistant? Then liaison. A liaison. I'm sure they're going to break for lunch soon. Didn't they already break for lunch? Are they going till 5 this week, or is it just 3:30 like last week? Do you guys know? I couldn't find anything. I searched for why they were ending at 3:30. I couldn't find a goddamn thing about it. Later, Chumba. Enjoy the rest of your day. Chumba, are you Swedish? Is that what that flag is? I'm Swedish. No, that's not the Swedish flag. The Swedish one's the plus sign. Never mind. Has there been one well-known celebrity been a witness yet? No. I think Kid Cudi's the only one. And he's like a well-known celebrity, but we kind of already knew, and he doesn't have anything to do with the racketeering or anything. He just got his car blown. Slept so late. What time is it? Yeah, it is. Well, where I'm at, it's 11:30, which means where they're at, it's 1:30. I thought that this was the breakup here. Now break, because that was 2 hours ago, and then an hour they came back. So that's my thought. I don't know. I could be wrong. We are at liaison. I was making $65,000 for Combs, then $90 at Jive. That's cool. Why'd you come back to Mr. Combs? I had gotten top records for R. Kelly. Mr. Combs said he was impressed, asked me to come back for Sean John for women. This poor girl, she's only worked for guys R. Kelly and Sean Combs. I think I was a really good employee for him. He told you were awesome? He did not use that word. You worked hard for him? I did. Others worked hard too, right? Not as hard as me. Capricorn Clark. I did learn a lot from Mr. Combs, almost crying. He broke that glass ceiling for us black people in the business world. Combs Zagnifilo says, do you need a minute? No, it's just complicated. We'll take a break, judge says. Jury and witness out on DNA questions with judge. On DNA questions to Inspector Jimenez, the government's objection is overruled. We ask for a bit longer. We've not been able to eat lunch. We are running ahead of schedule. Our case may be closer to 5 weeks than 6 weeks. So less time, huh? So longer break. Okay. They're back. Below, juror and witness in. What? They propose to use communications between Miss Clark and Miss Ventura. We don't see any non-hearsay purpose. There are logistics and photo shoots being discussed. She testified on this on direct. What is? By email to Chambers, Honorary Aaron Subramanian, United, blah, blah, blah. Dear Judge Subramanian, Inner City Press has been covering the above captioned case like many others since its indictment. This morning before the jury came in, both the government and the defense referred to multiple communications to the court about evidentiary and other issues, but these are not in the public docket on PACER. This application letter motion argues that many, if not all of these, are judicial documents to which the public and press have rights of access. Fuck yes, Inner City Press. This dude is a freaking just the man, I swear to God. They should be put in the docket now and going forward in this trial. Motherfucking man. Am I right or am I right, dude? Freaking Inner City Press, crushing the game, getting shit done, making sure that we are getting the information put out into the public like they should be. Fasting forward with the trial, sus, I know, right? And they only have 5 weeks of their stuff, and we're on day 10 now, so we're like into the second week. So we're almost halfway through, and I don't feel like they've talked about racketeering or trafficking at all. So kind of interested to see. He did not call me awesome. Yeah, he did not use that word. Hey, Hermardu. Yeah, I wish I could speak Swedish. That'd be great. I don't know any other languages. The whole day is screwed. I was up late looking at bowling shoes. Bowling shoes would be so cool to just wear out in public. Yeah, we won't hear about any of it. Literally, I'm so grateful that Inner City Press did that. He's just a freaking pioneer in the independent reporting world right here. The direct went more negative than we expected. Their theory is that Miss Ventura was not permitted to be creative. Okay. In the future, in what you submit overnight. Must be in the docket. In their defense submission over the weekend, the defense argued the album covered was relevant. Right, Miss Shapiro? Combs Alexandra Shapiro says yes. Prosecution says Miss Ventura is topless with her arms crossed. That's it. Judge, let's have Miss Clark come back. Definitely a little sus, the moving it forward thing. Okay, let's bring the jury in. Jury's entering. Combs Agnifalo. When you went into the park, it was to Tavern on the Green. Was that a place? It's the name of a place, I assume. Capricorn Clark says, we parked there. Earlier in the day, in the park, we ran into Nas. When you say he had Miss Ventura's... What? When you say he had Miss Ventura spin, who was there? Let me show you what you said. You said Lorianne Gibson was there. They misheard me. Okay. When did you first meet Cassie Ventura? I met her with Ryan Leslie. Oh, when did you first meet Cassie Ventura? I met her with Ryan Leslie. All right, now we haven't gotten this far yet, but let's go ahead and pull up Sky News. God, I suck. We won't hear about any of it. I heard there was a lady who had to come back. What do you mean? There was a lady who had to come back. Does keeping videos for blackmail purposes count as RICO? I'm hoping so. I hope so too, but I don't necessarily feel like it does, because RICO means like it's like a criminal, you're like running a criminal organization. And I don't know if it was necessarily a criminal organization. It was more just him being a psycho blackmailer for his own personal gain. Doesn't really, here, let's look it up. Let's look up exact, because racketeering is like an all-encompassing racketeering definition. But I feel like racketeering is like an all-encompassing kind of a charge to encompass multiple different things, but it's basically like a giant illegal business. But it refers to engaging in a pattern of illegal and fraudulent activities for profit. It involves making money through dishonest or illegal means, often using threats or intimidation to coerce individuals or businesses into paying for services they do not need or cannot refuse. For example, protection rackets, where criminals offer to protect businesses from harm but threaten them if they do not pay, are a common form of racketeering. Okay. The term is also expanded to include any continuous or repeated illegal organized crime operation aimed at commercial profit, even if it does not involve extortion or fraud directly. Racketeering is defined by a coordinated effort by multiple people to repeatedly earn a profit through illegal means such as fraud, bribery, threats, or violence. Honestly, if he does get charged with that, with racketeering for having blackmail with these tapes, then that could implicate Cassie and all these other people too, because they were technically a part of it. And if the defense is able to actually prove that they were like willing participants, then it makes them look like they're part of the whole thing, you know? But I don't know. Honestly, after reading that, maybe it could be construed, because I mean, he's using it for financial gain. He's using this blackmail for financial gain. But it's not like an official business, and it's not like he's like directly making money because of it. It seems like he's just getting his way with certain things, or maybe people invest in certain things that he does, or like with Ellen, she lets him go onto her show and talk about whatever the fuck she wants or he wants. I don't know. The other guy who was taking Diddy to court had a lot more RICO in it than Cassie's. Yeah. Are you talking about Lil Rod? Lil Rod Jones? Diddy had people to buy his stuff, had people to administer lie detectors, got drugs in different places, carry out threats, intimidation. That's true. He's got people that like working for him doing that shit. Exactly my take on the RICO charge. You nailed it. Yeah, that's a good take. I do like that. Good call, Crystal. Good call, BMX Chelsea. That's a pretty good look at it. I like that. That should count. That should count though, right? I would think it would, but shoot, I don't know. That's a really good question. Very interesting question. All right, okay. Ex-assistant says Combs told her, "Get dressed. We're going to go murk this rival rapper," court hears. The trial of Sean Diddy Combs is returned for its 10th day in New York. Court was last in session on Thursday. Kid Cudi gave evidence. Latest below. What's Sky News got for us? Today's hearing is resuming, and defense lawyer Mark Agnifilo is set to continue his cross-examination of Capricorn Clark. Earlier today, she gave evidence about the rapper and his relationship with Cassie, as well as alleged abuse she suffered herself. Longer lunch break request, as prosecution says it's ahead of schedule. Before today's hearing resumes, we can bring you a bit of information from legal discussions with Judge Aaron Subramanian just after jurors were dismissed for lunch. Currently, the judge is allowing breaks of about half an hour each day, but lead prosecutor Maureen Comey has asked if they can be given longer. After the first week of trial got off, think of it, you guys, not only are they ending sooner, they're asking for longer breaks, but they also lowered the timeline of the day to being only from 9 until 3:30. So if you think about how much time they're really actually cutting out of this prosecution's trial part, it feels like a lot of time. It feels like they are actually rushing through this. After the first week of trial got off to a slow start, with Sean Combs' defense team given a warning over its timing for questioning key witness Cassie Ventura, proceedings have since picked up pace. The defense will then have the chance. Subramania has made it clear his goal is to finish the trial by 4th of July. Asked if longer lunches would slow the jury, Comey said testimony is now moving ahead of schedule and predicted the government will rest its case after 5 weeks rather than 6 as earlier planned. The defense will then have a chance to present its case, scheduled for about a week, before the jurors retire. Today marks the start of week 3 of the trial. Okay, that's good to know. Oh yeah, because I guess it'd only be 5 days a week, so this is day 10. We just didn't have... Was there one day that they didn't have court? Hey, Ataru, what up? Witness cries as she's being questioned on the lie detector allegations and work with Diddy. Questioning by defense lawyer Mark Agnifilo now turns to the lie detector test Capricorn Clark spoke about earlier in her testimony. Clark, a former employee for Sean Combs' label Bad Boy Records, told the court that after expensive jewelry on loan to the hip-hop mogul went missing. He had jewelry on loan, dude. It's funny. Why? She was subjected to 5 days of taking a polygraph test to prove her innocence. Combs was not there at the time, she told the court, and did not mention it afterwards. Agnifilo asks her about the man who carried out the tests, the double linebacker guy. You don't know what relation this man has with Sean Combs. I do not. Asked how many hours a day she was allegedly forced to take the test, she says she was hooked up at about 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Holy shit, what? Agnifilo asked whether she reported to Human Resources that she was locked in a building while she took a lie detector test over the course of 5 days. She said she did not. It does seem a little sus that she didn't say anything, but I'm sure they told her not to. The defense lawyer also asks her about her work with Combs after this and if she believed what she was doing. Crying, Clark replies, "Coming from my background without finishing college, it was another form of business school. I learned a lot. He has ideas. He is tenacious. He was breaking glass ceilings." All right. Another drawing of Capricorn Clark, apparently crying, eyes super red. Although that's a fairly realistic depiction of her face, I feel like. She looks old. What's up? All is good here. How are things with you? I forgot she was the judge. Oh, hell yeah, Honeybee. Thanks for liking the live. Welcome in. Catching up is do that. Yeah, how many people are like, yeah, I went to Diddy's place to do that? Yeah, how many people are like, yeah, I went to Diddy's place when I was younger, but I would never let my kids go. Usher said the same shit. Yeah, everybody wish Ataru a happy birthday because, well, she's amazingly special and we're glad you were born. We're definitely glad you were born. The world wouldn't be the same without you. These lives wouldn't be the same without you either. I'm trying to find my place again here. See, now it's going super slow again. Super annoying. I just saw Whitney Houston's name mentioned. I'm excited. Okay, here we go. When did you first meet Cassie with Ryan Leslie? Why did you not get along with Cassie sometimes? In 2008, she got more bravado being his girlfriend the longer it lasted. She thought I was being paid to help her. Objection. Sustained. Re-ask. What did you see? She went from being a sweet model to being a feisty girlfriend. Do you think she was talented? She had talent and was very beautiful. But not talented? She was not. I have good taste. Oh shit. No. Cassie was not talented. Oh, hell yeah, I love that. I want to know who has allowed Diddy to do what he's done. Well, Clive Davis, for one. I hope this trip around the sun is a damn good one. I love that. Yes, one more trip around the sun. It's crazy it takes us that long to get around the sun. Oh, you guys are the best. You guys literally are the best. Talented to me is Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. Cassie, she was more of a studio musician. She needed things equalized. Did she perform live? A couple times. Not the greatest. Was she a hard worker? At times. Damn, she's straight up slamming Cassie. When wasn't she a hard worker? She preferred to be with her boyfriend when we moved to LA. After Kim had the twins, 2009-ish, I saw her developing more of her relationship with Puff, with Mr. Combs. Man, good stuff. Oh goodness, Capricorn texted Diddy, June 2021. Did you ever know that I had the biggest crush on you before I started to work for you? We hung out all the time. I played it super cool. I don't think you knew. I just knew for sure that you liked to have me around. Via @CNN. Let's do this. I don't know why I haven't had CNN pulled up. What's this? RFK Jr., another dude making waves right now, freaking crushing the game. Do you know they got rid of artificial dyes in the US for fucking finally? Fuck's sake, dude. It took them so long to do that. 28 today. 28 is my, golden birthday number. My birthday's on the 28th. I don't know. Let's see. It's not saying I'm dropping any frames, so it might be you. I've had people say that if they restart or just refresh the page, it starts working better. It's not saying it's me on my end, but that doesn't mean it's not me. Yeah, it's just glitching shit. Shots will be removed from the CDC's list of recommended vaccines for healthy kids and pregnant women. Are you kidding me, dude? That's bombshell shit. That's sick. RFK, dude. Yeah, that's great, dude. That's great. Do you guys see that? You guys see this? RFK crushing the game, dude. He's in the right spot. He's in the right position. I don't think RFK was meant to be president, but I think he is crushing his role right now. What is he? What even is he? He's like the Surgeon General or something? Yeah, see that? I think it's, I don't know what it is. It's like, it does end up glitching for whatever reason. Isn't that amazing? They're going to freaking get rid of the jab as a recommended vaccine for healthy kids and pregnant women. So AKA, you don't have to get it now. It's not absolutely necessary for your kid to go to school or whatever, dude. That is insanely cool. RFK crushing it again. Where's their Diddy coverage? Where's their Diddy thread? Liverpool parade incident. Oh, that's sad. That guy's face. Where's the Diddy shit? Maybe this is why I didn't go to CNN before. I don't understand. This is from May 17th. Is it the same thread? No, it wouldn't be the same thread. See, I guess I just don't know how to navigate Twitter that well. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying yesterday. Jane Doe, who who alleged that Sean Combs and Jay-Z assaulted her 25 years ago, has withdrawn her lawsuit against them. We're talking about witness tampering, guys. This is what we're talking about. How much do they pay her? I don't understand. Well, we're just going to go back to Inner City Press. I'm gonna have to figure... Am I missing something, you guys? Yeah, Heidi. Yeah, it's a good thing for the Americans. I don't know what it's like over in the... Where are you at? What is it like over there? Secretary of Health. Yeah, you're probably right, Ed. Honestly, didn't know what he was actually put in. Let's look it up real quick. U.S. Health and Human Services Chief. Health Secretary. Yep, you're right. Good job, Ed. Way to go, Ed. Jay-Z is still up to his evil ass. First with R. Kelly, now with Diddy. Do you still need COVID vaccines in America to go to school? I'm pretty sure you do. Actually, I don't know. I really don't know what we had to get Bodie, because he actually got vaccines with Kim when we were like not together for a while. We weren't going to do the vaccines like at all, but they make it really difficult for you to not do that. And then when Kim and I weren't together, I think she just did it because it was easier. I'm not really sure. But it's been a minute since he's gotten any vaccines, because he didn't need them to go into kindergarten. He just needed them for preschool. I don't know. Is it like that for your kids, Ed? Is Beyonce still seen as a strong, intelligent woman for standing by her husband? Yeah, kind of not really. People are just throwing her in with it. My kids haven't had to get the COVID shots in years. That's good. I don't know if you guys saw, we talked about this yesterday, the Bluetooth, your COVID vaccine emits a Bluetooth signal that can be picked up. That should freak everybody out. What is Chapo barking at? He supported her, yes, with stylists, other musicians, all the components to make a star. Did she get more help than others? Yes, Young Jock and a groups from Atlanta. I developed French Montana. What? Did she get more help than the others? Yes. Young Jock and groups from Atlanta. I developed French Montana. Okay. I ran into Cassie. She said she had a new deal with Epic. I dressed her like David Bowie. We did a photo shoot at my house. We wrote a mini movie and shot it for the project. What about Official Girl? Super cute video. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. She's saying that Cassie wasn't talented. She wasn't a hard worker. She preferred to be with Diddy. She was becoming more feisty because of her relationship with Puffy and Kim Porter being out. He supported her. So she's basically saying that without Diddy, he got her the stylist. He got her other musicians to work with. He got her components. He got her all the components to make her a star. He's asking, did she get more help to be made a star than the others? Yes, Young Jock and groups from Atlanta. This I developed French Montana thing. Maybe that's what she's saying. She got French Montana for Cassie. So they got all these other artists to like help Cassie and boost her up. Yeah, so does your phone that you're on 24/7. Yeah, that's true. That is true. They can definitely... Well, I already know my phone's listening to me. Fucking Temu listens to me, so I can only imagine what else is listening to me. Siri, are you working for the man? Technically, I report to you and every Hey Siri around the world. Oh, so if the government said, Hey Siri, what's going on with this person's IP address, then you'd be able to help them out with that? Siri's not responding now. Hey, Infinite Zebra, thanks for hanging out. check it out later for sure. We'll finish up with whatever they finish up with today. And I mean, what time is it there? It's 2:01, so we maybe got another hour and a half, assuming they're only going to, well, because of the lunch break being at 11, I assume they are only going to 3:30. But yeah, check it out later. Thanks for jumping in. We appreciate that. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. That'll be what my Bluetooth is constantly seeking. It wants to pair with me. Yeah, straight up. It's like, I sent a Bluetooth signal, but pairing failed. Be sick if you could, though. You just bump music, have theme music for yourself, walk around. Your freaking COVID vaccine is playing Kanye West's new Heil Hitler song. When wasn't she a hard worker? Blah, blah, blah. What about Official Girl? Super cute video. King of Hearts. It was fresh. Puff liked it. Cassie had a green wig. Yes. We moved to admit this witness. What? What does that mean? There is a ceiling issue. You don't remember this email? I don't. What? We move to admit this witness. What does that mean? The future of dating is connecting people to the right person's Bluetooth. Yeah. Yo, our Bluetooth paired. We're totally meant for each other. Yo, girl, if you put your head up against mine, we'll see if we can airdrop to each other. Your youngest had to get vaxxed to go to school. Your eldest wasn't, and it wasn't mandated then. My eldest would get the sniffles. Youngest constantly gets sick. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I swear people that take it get more sick more often. I don't know why. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on with this jab thing. That is interesting. That's a good, thank you for sharing that. That's super interesting to know. The older one got like grandfathered in because he didn't have to do it back in the day. But all these poor younger kids. Well, and same thing with like the radiation that these kids get from their phones, man. Like these poor kids, they have to take this jab. All these electronics emitting radiation, 5G networks emitting radiation. Like maybe that has something, maybe technology has something to do with autism. Could be the jab too, but I also think that maybe technology could have something to do with that. Constant radiation being around us all the time. And then we're having, not that autistic people are like a deformity or anything. I'm just saying like it's a mutation. So I'm wondering if that mutation was caused by this radiation that we're constantly subjected to now. Could be it's an interesting idea. But anyways, admitting a witness in a legal context means allowing that person to testify and provide evidence in a trial or a legal proceeding. Oh, okay. So we move to admit this witness. There is a ceiling issue. You don't remember this email? I don't. So they're like trying to bring in new evidence, I guess. And this allows the witness that they're talking to bring in new evidence because of their testimony is that's the way I'm understanding it. I don't know anyone who regrets not getting the jab. Yeah, I definitely don't regret not getting it. I was super stoked that my buddy was like, because they're super anti-vaxxers, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to get it as long as I don't have to, but my work is like offering all these benefits for you to get it and telling you that you get like extra pay for like that paycheck if you get it, and then some gift card or some shit. It was so crazy. I was like, this just gives me bad vibe. This has no written all over it. This is a red flag if I ever saw one. So I just never went with it. And my buddy was like, yo, dude, you could get a fake Vax card if you want. We know somebody who can get you one. And I was like, that's a real thing. So yeah, that's what I did. But I also got the gift card and all the bonuses because they thought that I did. So it was win-win. Win-win-win. Here in 2012, you're setting up a recording session for Cassie. Mario Winans was for the chairman. Mario Winans was for the chairman. For Mr. Combs, yes. When did you learn Cassie was dating Kid Cudi? Fall of 2011. I picked her up there. Now I feel like we're getting into, maybe it's just the way the defense, because they're crossing, so they're just jumping around to different topics that she testified on. I don't know. It just seems like they're bouncing around too much. My work offered the vaccine so many times I called it fan mail. Yeah, it kind of is. Those extra pay bonuses gave me red flag vibes too. Yeah, straight up. Like, what in what world would you ever be like paid extra or like given these fancy little gift card gifts? I'm pretty sure it was like a gift card to like this 4-star or like a not 4-star, 4-course like eating experience here where you go and they have courses of whatever and you order like a menu of stuff as opposed to individual items. But I didn't even want to take a test. Yeah, I know. The only I took a test you want to hear something crazy? I've never had COVID. I didn't get the jab. I've never had COVID. Every time I would get even mildly sick, I would go get a COVID test because I would want to get that 2 weeks off. I like desperately needed that 2 weeks off because I was working during COVID for Enterprise and they were considered essential. And it was hellacious, man. Like there was so many people. They had shut down almost all the branches in the city except for 2 of them. And so there was people lined up all day long, all the COVID cleaning shit that we had to do to make sure the cars were COVID free. If we got a car that was infected with COVID, we had to set it aside and let it disinfect for like 7 days. So we didn't even have any cars. It was insane, you guys. So I was hoping to get those 2 weeks off. So anytime I would even get a sniffle, I would go take a test. And then Kim finally got sick, and I think she tested positive for COVID. And I didn't test positive for it, but I used her positive test to get 2 weeks off anyways. So, but I still, anytime I've gotten sick, I would test myself and never tested positive for COVID. Could have been wrong. I thought at one point I definitely had it because all the symptoms were there. But when I took the test, it said it wasn't. But we all know those tests were not foolproof. The freaking testing centers where you drive through and get your nose swabbed by a stranger. That was fun. Miss those days. God, COVID was great. The only thing I enjoyed about COVID was the fact that the world shut down, and I've got FOMO really badly. So you were pregnant at the time and you had to repeatedly do those COVID tests. It was torture because you had no choice but to do them. Yeah, those I could imagine, especially you're already uncomfortable from being pregnant and then they got to swab your nose super hard every time you go in. Read 1984 from George Orwell. I will read that. What else does George Orwell write? I feel like I know that name. You believed that after Thanksgiving, Miss Ventura and Kid Cudi were what? Getting to know each other? Why'd you get her a burner phone at Best Buy? I told her you cannot do this on your bad boy phone. Sean will throw you in the East River. Oh, you know what's funny? I've got this video right now. I still haven't watched it, but the chicks that work, because the place I work, they own a vape shop as well. It's across the hall. And the vape shop, they source all their nicotine from vegetables. And they were telling me about how nicotine is natural in like almost every vegetable has nicotine in it. And vegetables are good for you. And nicotine does fight different sicknesses, illnesses, and things. And it can also help you focus. So it's like nicotine isn't in and of itself bad. It's the smoking aspect that's bad, I feel like, of nicotine. And you can get nicotine poisoning if you take too much of it. But COVID was fuel for my inner introvert. Yeah, I know. I feel like everybody after COVID was like, you know what? I'm cool with this, actually. I'm going to stay in more. When they had to touch your brain and then 6 months later they swab around your nostril. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. God, yeah, so true. They really did have to touch your brain. Getting Bodhi to do that was hard. That was not a pleasant experience for a small child. You believe that after Thanksgiving they were together, right? How did you know about burner phones? I grew up in Los Angeles. In December 2011, Mr. Combs was at an orphanage in Almaty, Kazakhstan. I heard it was Russia. Well, yeah, but Capricorn Clark, we're Americans. You probably don't know anything about geography. You probably have no clue which country Kazakhstan actually is. So the only way I know about Kazakhstan is because that's where, why can't I think of it? That's where Borat was from. So, COVID is when streaming blew up as a whole, which was amazing. Yeah, that's true. Streaming actually did take off, and we got Zoom calling, and like everybody now offers the ability to meet over the internet instead of having to go in person. That was a huge benefit. And the live streaming thing, like live streaming DJs and like streaming games and just streaming everything, that was huge. That's so true. Never thought of that. Pure Tabak. I don't know. I never heard of that. 6-foot rule. I liked the 6-foot rule, Crystal. That's hilarious. Oh man. Yeah, the 6-foot rule wasn't bad. She's like, yo, you can stay over there in your little 6-foot bubble. How did you know about burner phones? Who doesn't know about burner phones? You live under a rock? Oh, Haas, look at it. I found this. It was in my raincoat. Hopefully you're still in here. It was in my raincoat from when we went out to do the fire pit. It was driving me nuts. I was like, I need to find that before our trip. Man, we got a big old update right here. Diddy made sure Cassie had access to top tier of music industry, ex-assistant says. I mean, she can say that, but Cassie Ventura made one album of her 10-album deal and maybe like 5 singles over the course of, 10 years? That ain't shh. So even though he gave her everything, she didn't make any music. Also makes you wonder if these top-tier music industry people that he was hiring, were even coming to help her out, or if they were just coming to freak off. Capricorn Clark is answering questions from defense lawyer Mark Agnifilo about her time working for Sean, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Brother Love Combs, and for a shorter period, his then partner Cassie Ventura. That makes it look more like Cassie's guilty of being a part of it too. Like, this assistant not only worked for Diddy, but she also worked for Cassie. Cassie, a singer and model, is the key witness in the trial against Combs. Over 4 days in the first week of the hearing, she gave evidence alleging he had subjected her to years of physical, sexual, and emotional abuse during their on and off relationship over 11 years. Cassie's more comfortable in vocal group. Agnifilo puts it to Clark that she didn't always get along with Cassie, but she tells him she didn't have any problems with her in 2007, before she started dating Combs. She described Cassie as her confidant, but says issues arose later. She set her expectations high. She went from being a sweet model to a feisty girlfriend. Asked if she thought Cassie was talented, Clark responds she had talent. Asked if there's a difference between having talent and being talented, she says talented is a performer and singer like Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, and Cassie was more of a studio artist, more comfortable in a vocal group and having things equalized for you, less of a live performer. Nothing wrong with that. Clark says Cassie seemed nervous when she saw him perform live, but didn't have a lot of opportunities, or when she saw her perform live, but didn't have a lot of opportunities to perform, so didn't gain much experience. Yeah, exactly. She never performed. In her testimony, Cassie told the trial she released one album through Combs' label Bad Boy, despite having a multi-album deal. It wasn't a multi-album deal. It was a 10-album deal. It was a Decca deal. The freak off sex sessions Combs allegedly forced her into with male escorts, which have come up repeatedly throughout the trial, became almost like a job, she told the court, leaving her with no time for her music career. How Diddy's attention shifted away from Cassie. Clark says Cassie seemed to become less enthusiastic about her music work from about 2009. Asked if Combs supported Cassie, Clark says he made sure she had access to top-tier producers, artists, choreographers, stylists, hair artists, industry people who created stars. She says she believed Cassie had the lion's share of Bad Boy's attention and resources at the beginning of her career for a few years from 2007 till 2009. By 2012, other artists, including French Montana and Machine Gun Kelly, were getting a lot of attention, she adds. That's another one. I feel like Machine Gun Kelly doesn't say anything about anything. Anybody else have any knowledge about Machine Gun Kelly? Strung her along on false hopes and empty promises, yep. And then probably because Cassie was threatening to leave or giving Diddy some sort of, like, what's the word? Like, telling him how pissed she was that, like, yo, you aren't doing shit for me with my music, bro. And so he probably, in response to that, was like, oh, we're going to get everybody. We're going to get everything and everything in order for you. We're going to get you the best of this, the best of that. It's going to be amazing. Dawn Richards said in court she paid Diddy to make music, but instead she wanted to be with Cassie because of her safety. Yeah, for real. Just like wanted to make sure she was okay. ADHD moment from yesterday. I was going down that Rothschild rabbit hole, and I know it's a wild one, right? Immediately found links to John Podesta dating back generations, and the first picture he had the Clintons. That's pretty sick. That's pretty wild. Yeah, I don't remember. I think it was the fall of the Cabal, or maybe it wasn't the fall of the Cabal, but there was some thing that I watched where they literally traced the Rothschild family from present day all the way back to biblical times. It's literally insane. It's generations deep. It's literally so many generations deep. It's insane. And the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, like all these big families, the Rothschilds literally own, what were they worth? We said yesterday they're worth $149 billion. That's insane, dude. Isn't that like bigger than I think our national debt's in the trillions now, but that's literally almost the same as like what the U.S., our national debt. Like, it's insane, dude. That's crazy as fuck. Oh, it makes you wonder too. Like, do we owe them money? I don't know, man. The Rothschild family is a wild one. It's a deep, dark hole. But the more you look into it, the more you see everything seems to tie back to them. Rothschild, the one that came up in Chester Bennington case. I'm thinking. I mean, yeah, kind of. I don't remember talking about it anyways, but there's likely is something having to do with the Rothschilds with all of these cases. Really what it boils down to is that they own like half of the world. I wonder what their investment in BlackRock is. I wonder what their stock numbers are like in BlackRock. Oh, yeah, just like how you can trace all the presidents' families tie together. Yeah, it's so funny how they're probably like all just cousins. How'd you know about burner phones? I heard it was in Russia. Okay, how did Mr. Combs get into your building? I was told the security guard got fired. What? What was his name? Some random security guard. That's a weird name. Yo, what up? My name is some random security guard. What did he look like? Black guy, younger than 35. What was Mr. Combs doing with the gun? He had it in his hand. He wasn't pointing it at you? No. But you told the government he pointed it at you. Capricorn Clark says, it says, or waved it around. That's more correct. So he was waving a gun around. Come sit on Puppy's lap. Rothschild Investment Corp. has disclosed its holdings in BlackRock Inc. with a share value of 0.06 in their latest SEC filings. Rothschild Australia Asset Management has appointed BlackRock Inc. to manage its global fixed interest portfolios, indicating a strategic partnership between the two financial institutions. This partnership was established to leverage BlackRock's robust investment management capabilities and global reach, enhancing Rothschild's advisory solutions for its clients. What does the Rothschild company do? Are they also financial management? What is it? Rothschild Investment? Group. Just like how you can't, like that one movie scene, get him to the Greek. Diddy waves a gun around. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of too. That's funny. I didn't even think about that. You guys are good attention to detail, you guys. I haven't seen Get Him to the Greek in a minute. Rothschild & Co. is a leading global financial services group that provides a range of services, including investment banking, corporate banking, private equity, asset management, and private banking, financial transactions, and advisory roles for governments and major corporations worldwide. What they're saying there is that they've supplied both sides of every war that has ever happened with finances to purchase guns, so that no matter who wins, the Rothschild family always profits. They've also been involved in notable mergers and acquisitions, such as 2023 merger of Rothschild Investments LLC and Sentinus LLC to form Rothschild Wealth Partners. Interesting. Why do I feel like wealth management is such a generalized, broad term? It almost just every time I hear wealth management, it gives me money laundering vibes. This is just a front. We do wealth management. We help people take care of their money. We help people make more money. We should have a watch party. Wait, I'm getting warmer. What am I getting warmer to? Everything ties back to the same powerful companies, these families. Yep, 100%. Every single thing seems to tie back to it. There's this guy that Kim follows on TikTok, and his whole TikTok channel is he'll go find a brand of something that you like shampoo or cereal or whatever, and he'll trace the companies all the way back to the parent company, and 9 times out of 10 it's one of 3 or 5 companies. It's pretty crazy. And yeah, I'm sure those companies are all owned by some powerful families, and most of them are all publicly traded, but makes you wonder who owns most of the shares. He was waving this gun around. That's more correct. Combs' Agnifilo says, "Where did you change into street clothes?" She says, "In my closet." "Isn't it true you went so that Mr. Combs wouldn't do something stupid?" "No, I went because he said he didn't care, and I went because he said he didn't care. I didn't want to go." Okay, go where? Go where? What are we talking about? Am I the only one that's confused? Paul. Whoops. Michael Rubin, that sounds super familiar, like I've just come across his name. Pictures with OBJ and Justin Bieber gives me a creepy vibe. The history of central banking is the ultimate rabbit hole. Ooh. Yeah, honestly, central banking is, the whole Titanic thing. My kid is obsessed with Titanic, and the whole thing about 3 of the most wealthy people in the world who were on that boat when it sank, but they were also huge, they were big on, or they opposed the central banking system, and then they suddenly are gone. I thought that was pretty wild that the Titanic ties into everything. He's an American businessman, founder and CEO of Fanatics, a global digital sports platform, consists of several businesses. Oh, okay. That's what. Thank you, Crystal. We're talking about when she went over to Cuddy's house. Yeah, exactly. The Federal Reserve was created right after the Titanic went down, and 3 people that were in opposition to it were on that ship, died. Very wealthy people, too. Your woman is referring to Ian Carroll, epic researcher. He's got his own channel on YouTube now and has taken over from Candace Owens. Really? While she's on leave? What? That's crazy. I didn't know that he was tight with Candace Owens. That's cool. And yeah, Ian Carroll, that's totally who it is. Love him. She's a bit of a conservative Oprah. Yeah, Candace Owens is intense, like especially during all the Trump stuff, man. That's how I found out about her. She was promoting Trump stuff pretty hard. And you're just like, damn, this chick is intense, man. He's incredible and very on point. Yeah, I totally agree. If you guys don't follow Ian Carroll, you should definitely give him a follow. Pretty sure he's on TikTok. I don't know if he's on YouTube. I haven't really looked, but definitely interesting. And you'll just be like, damn. It actually kind of sucks watching his channel because you'd be like, damn, I really like that product. And now I find out that it's owned by every amazing product that you love gets bought out. There's no way that they're going to compete unless they choose not to sell out, in which case you're not going to see them everywhere. It's going to be harder to get that stuff. Kardashians, right? Wow. Megan Fox went. Oh, that's who that is. Winnie Harlow wore a beaded cowl neck ensemble. Kendall Jenner, Leo DiCaprio, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Megan Thee Stallion. That's interesting. What's the significance of the white thing? Why is it a white party? Machine Gun Kelly. Oh, I didn't see that he's doing the all blacked out. Oh my god. Teyana Taylor's butt is freaking massive. Is that her? That is. What the hell? Damn, her butt's huge. Quavo, Ron Gronkowski, Michael Rubin, Tom Brady, Drewski, Lil Weezy. Lil Wayne looks so messed up right there. Black lighting and whatnot. Oh, that makes sense. He's on YouTube and X. Was on Joe Rogan recently. Oh, that's sick. So much links back to Titanic. The wee apartment I'm in was once a house Willie Murdoch lived in. Oh, that's cool. Candace Owens is seriously nuts. Yeah, she is definitely nuts. She revealed so much, especially about Kanye. Yeah, I've been watching more of her lately. I find it interesting. She sometimes talks about the stuff that we've talked about here, and that's always a good feeling. When you see a creator that you follow talking about the same shit you've been talking about, you're like, damn, that's sick. I got it first. White signifies like the vibe of being better than others for being invited. The proper word is slipping in my mind. Elite. That's a good, that's probably what it is. That actually makes sense. Being better than others for being invited. It's a white party. We're the white elite crew. Because, yeah, white, you don't wear white, I guess white collar, you know, like white, you don't wear white if you're getting dirty. So, the elites, they never get dirty. What's going on here? We crashed X? I wish music wouldn't copyright these. We could have music just playing in the background, you know? Be so chill. Where did you change into street clothes? In my closet. Isn't it true that you went so Mr. Combs wouldn't do something stupid? No, I went because he said he didn't care. I didn't want to go. Combs Ignifilo. He's a jealous guy. He has a bad temper. To the Escalade, did you pass the security guard? I saw him in his little hut. Mr. Combs was behind the driver with a gun on his lap. You made a call? Not then. Did you look at Kid Cudi's door to see if they could get through it? I was not really paying attention. I was so in my head trying to plan my next step. I was praying that Cudi was not in there. Did Cassie have 2 rooms? Cudi took her to one room. She had another. You are 100% that you called and told them Puff had a gun. Yes, I said it very quickly. I didn't want Puff to see me on the phone. All right, so she helped him out and told him, like, yo, Puff's looking for you. Watch your ass. She interviewed him a couple years ago, and he said that they were coming for him, and look at him now. Yeah, so true. I like Candace. She went deep into Michael Jackson stuff. It was interesting. I think I watched that one. I'm pretty sure I did. I love the Michael Jackson stuff because Michael Jackson is such a sad case. Also, he was uncancelable. That seems to be a theme. If you're uncancelable, you're a huge target. Everyone in this town is raging at James Cameron for his depiction of Willie. I love Owen's hit piece on Macrons, but nah. She's got some vibe I don't vibe. Bitch would mess you up. Yeah, I know, for real. She's so intense. As my dad would say, she could put you in the yucklebuck. We got to do this. Snapping hoss. Keep our streaks alive. Streaks. Yeah, he clearly knew some stuff. Also, he owned his music catalog and the Beatles catalog. I don't know what else he owned, but he owned quite a bit, and they definitely wanted it from him. Think about how much money they make off of that stuff. Think about how much you listen to Michael Jackson's Beat It. Like, so many times. Every Halloween, Thriller gets played hundreds of thousands of times. People will be broke and rich from the same thing. AI being a massive tool to build what you want, giving the ability to anyone to build $1 million business while others struggle to find work. Who's Willie are we talking about? Off subject, but I really like your channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Solingen. Is that how to say that right? Thank you, Solingen. I really appreciate that. I'm definitely going to keep it up. I enjoy doing it. It's fun. I enjoy looking into this stuff. And every week I'm like, God bless. William Murdoch, Titanic first, mate. William Murdoch. My phone just showed me that you snapped me. That's why, Haas. So I was like, oh, yeah, it shows that we got the hourglass. I better do this. First officer of the RMS Titanic, played a significant role during its fateful maiden voyage in 1912. Came from a long line of seafarers, had extensive maritime experience before joining the Titanic. He was in charge of the bridge when the Titanic collided with an iceberg, an event that led to the ship's sinking and loss of over 1,500 lives. He was involved in managing the lifeboat evacuations, but ultimately perished in the disaster. He's depicted as shooting himself after accidentally shooting a steerage passenger named Tommy. It's generated debate and controversy about the Murdoch family and Titanic enthusiasts. He killed himself in the movie. I don't even remember that guy in the movie. Fellow rabbit hole addict. Oh, so true. Follow the white rabbit, always. Leonard Skinner's Freebird. In sync, always, dude. Enthusiast. Monger. I love that. I love the word monger. Fear mongering. What else can you monger? What happened to some of the eyewitnesses claiming Murdoch was responsible, even though that's also heavily refuted? People weren't acquainted with the names of officers, therefore they weren't able to say for sure who shot a passenger, nor who an officer committed self-exiting. I know there was at least one first-hand account of the incident, and they specifically said it was Murdoch. Wilde has also been on the list of plausible suicides, and even Captain Smith. Here's an article that lays it out. So wait, they're saying that this Murdoch guy killed a passenger? What's the significance of this guy? Titanic hero? Efforts to study what? I don't really understand the significance of this dude, but they made him out to be a spineless weasel. But what did he do? Plane crash killed him. Always bothered me after. I figured out Give Me Back My Bullets was talking about their #1 hits on the Billboard. Titanic, digital resurrection on Hulu. Super good. All right, okay. He got carried underwater trying to let down the lifeboats. Oh, really? That officer didn't actually self-exit. He got carried underwater trying to let down the lifeboats. So this dude's more of a hero. Can we pretend someone was an addict attached to the Titanic so you can do a story on that? Yeah, honestly, I'm sure that there was. I'm sure there was a lot of addicts on that boat. That's so funny. Bodie would love that too. Where there's a conspiracy about the Titanic and the Olympia being swapped somehow. Interesting. And the Olympia working for the MCA is eerie too. The 3D model of the ship proves some of those accusations. Oh, that's cool. I'm definitely going to check it out, Haas. We'll see if Bodie wants to watch it. He loves watching the Titanic sink. I don't know what it is with kids. Why are kids obsessed with the Titanic? Like, it's not just Bodie. There's lots of kids obsessed with it. Maybe it's because they know. There's something going on here. What's the significance of this Murdoch guy? Like, what's the significance of whether or not he did or did not self-exit? Did you look at Cuddy's door to see if they could get through it? I wasn't really paying attention. I was in my head trying to plan my next step. I was praying that he wasn't home. Did Cassie have 2 rooms? Cuddy took her to 1 room. She had another. Okay, this is it. This is the last. Yeah, I swear. I'm definitely going to try and figure out this tinfoil hat to sell on my channel because I think that'd be great. Be a classic product for the Sobering Stories YouTube channel. Get your tinfoil hats. Get your tinfoil hats here. Tinfoil hat. Here we go. Did you say that Lauren London was on the phone with you and Cassie and Cuddy? No, only part of the time. Voice cracking. Why do they always include that? I wanted someone to know where I was. Capricorn Clark's going through puberty? You're like, what's happening? Why do they always say voice cracking? What did you tell her? I'm scared of mountain lions. What? Oh, it's a long-ass movie, that's for sure. And honestly, we were rewatching it recently to show Bodhi the Titanic, and the acting in it is so corny. I was like, man, this got awards. Like, this is a goofy movie. This isn't even the best movie, but maybe he was there in another life. That's also 100% possible. You might be onto something, kids being obsessed with the Titanic. Yeah, for real, though. Maybe there's a bunch of them resurging from dying in the Pacific Ocean. Cookies kick in. Oh, Loriana, you're so funny. Those weed cookies are finally hitting. Peanut butter weed cookies. 7 degrees of separation from Titanic. It's crazy how everything connects to it. Honestly, I had no idea that so much connected to the Titanic. It's weird because Bodhi was like knee deep in all these Titanic videos and none of the conspiracy stuff popped up. But my boss at work was like, oh, did you see this? And she sent me the whole thing about the whole Federal Reserve Bank and all that stuff. And I was like, that is wild. 8-year-old me was obsessed with the Titanic in 1998. I love that movie. I definitely love the movie a lot, but who wants to see Titanic? We know it sinks. But you don't know that. It's the unsinkable ship. This ship cannot be sunk. Operation Mockingbird is another good rabbit hole. Mock. Yeah. Ing. Yeah. Bird. Yeah. 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 You want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? All right, I'm adding Operation Mockingbird. I've definitely heard of that, but not looked into it. I feel like there's so many operations this and project that you're like, I can't even keep up with the CIA programs. So many huge names and money people on there. Really? You know who else I was thinking about the other day that I want to talk about on the channel? I don't think he had addiction problems. He was addicted to science, addicted to math. But Nikola Tesla is one I really want to talk about on the channel. He's super special to me because, well, we're both Nicks, and also he was just a genius, and he lived in Colorado Springs for a little while. He actually lived in Victor, which is really close to here, and he powered the city that I live in for the first time with power. And he also did all of his crazy Tesla coil experiments out here. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. I love that. Thanks, Crystal. Wasn't it actually the Titanic's sister ship that actually sank? They switched them out. They actually both sank, and I only know that because Bodhi tells me all the time. The Britannic also sank. They had turned it into a nurse ship during the war, during World War I. So it was like a ship that they would sail around with all these injured soldiers, and it was just basically like a medic ship. And then it got blown up with a torpedo or something. But they both sank. Tesla and pyramids. Oh my god, dude. And you know what's even wilder? You guys know about how all of his stuff got collected by a guy named Donald Trump? All of his research and all of his files were all collected by the government, and then Donald Trump was empowered with it for some reason. I don't remember what happened after that, but... And then I watched this other freaking TikTok video about any person who's ever looked into free energy. Murked. Murked, dude. If you want a quick way to get murked by the government, just start looking into free energy. Just start looking at ways to completely undermine the entire structure of our capitalistic society by offering free energy, and they will lose their cool. Tesla, they think that he was offed, even though he was super old, because of what he was looking into with the free energy stuff. And literally there's all these other guys. I can't remember any of them because they're people you've never heard of, but all of these free energy researchers who were onto something, getting close or figured something out, gone, dead, nothing. Same thing with the guy who figured out how to like use water for energy or something for cars. Like that dude died too. I feel like they're moving extremely slow now. What's going on here? Mountain lions? That's exactly what I was thinking. What do you mean you're scared of mountain lions? What does this have to do with anything? I don't know. Oh, I don't know if you know the Hollywood Hills. Coyotes? Maybe Lauren was on the phone. Maybe it's such a long time ago. Is there really mountain lions in the Hollywood Hills? Live underneath the Hollywood sign? Annabelle doll is loose. What? Annabelle doll. I've definitely seen something with that, like a movie, and she's in some fucking museum and she's haunted. Is that the same thing? I'm thinking of something else. What did Ed say? Trump trying to use Tesla coil as a tanning solution. Oh, Ed, you cracked me up, dude. I bet it works. Oh, shit. Good stuff. You do have mountain lions. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that. When the light bulb was first made, they never burned out. They made them disposable on purpose for profit. Damn, that's crazy. I believe it, though. I mean, shit, even Apple makes their batteries die after X amount of time so that you have to buy a new phone. To where now people are just like, nah, I don't even wait that long. I just get the new Apple iPhone every year. Or every 2 years, whenever it comes out. Wait. Who's she? Who are we talking about? She. I must have missed something. Leo is on the Diddy list of peeps? Who's Leo? AC/DC was the first time I remember hearing about Tesla. AC/DC talks about Tesla? Oh, the Annabelle doll. Thanks, Courtney. ADHD, dude. That's so wild. Prisoners escaped in Louisiana when she was there. That's super wild. We just need the Annabelle doll to find the tapes. Show us the tapes. I don't know if you know Hollywood Hills Coyotes. Maybe Lauren was on the phone. Maybe it's such a long time ago. Are you aware that Lauren and Mr. Combs were friends for years after this? Yes. Then you see the Porsche coming up the hill. Yes, Cuddy is in the black Porsche. He stops next to us, then speeds off. We chase him. Then he loses us. We turn away, then we see police pass us. Police headed where? I swear Twitter's broken because of inner city press. People are constantly on his page trying to get updates. Where's this fool's following at? I want to know. Dang, 369.3 thousand. He hasn't gained that many over the weekend, though. He was at like 350 something before. On direct, described Combs with gun, driving her to Kid Cudi's house, calling Cassie on burner, also 5 days. How long are they going to spend on Kid Cudi's car? Am I the only one who doesn't actually, like, okay, we get it. He blew up his car. What does that prove anyways? That he's a jealous boyfriend? Okay, cool. Like, what is the purpose of all of this bullshit, you guys? I know you guys are feeling the same way too, because this is literally dumb as hell. Where's the bottom of the thread? I lost it because I clicked out of it, sorry. Should have known it was at the top. Duh. Idiot. Lawyered up. What's this guy all about? I'm interested. The argument here, outside the jury's presence, is about text, by the way, between Cassie and Capricorn Clark. Government is arguing that it's hearsay and should be excluded. Defense is saying it should not be introduced for the truth of the matter asserted. This harkens the old definition of hearsay, an out-of-court statement sought to be introduced to prove the truth of the matter asserted. The federal rules provide a broader and more nuanced definition, but the gist is still the same. They're arguing about these texts. He loses us. We turn away. Then we see the police pass us. Combs Agnifilo, you go to pick up Cassie and go where? Cuddy's house. There was ADT there. Like security. Didn't we already say that they went to Cuddy's house? I don't know. Then you go to Mr. Okay. Then you go pick up Cassie to go to Cuddy's house. So she picks up Cassie to bring Cassie back. Then you go to Mr. Combs' house and you say you see Mr. Combs kicking Cassie there and even in the street? Yes. All right, okay. Is Raggedy Ann, though? Really? Lorraine? Oh my god, what's her last name? She studied demons, though. I know who you're talking about. With her husband, right? The demonologists? What the fuck was her name? I just looked into all this because I just watched the paranormal, it was like that movie about the house. They went and did the, drawing a complete blank. The Exorcism. Yeah, The Exorcism. I can't remember what the house was called, but yeah, that was a really, really weird case. Super weird. Dithering. something you can use for ghost stuff, paranormal stuff. Ed and Lorraine Warren, yes. Hell yes, Loriana. That's who it is. 100%. I don't know if that's who they were talking about, but super fucking weird. Those two, honestly, super fucking weird. That's right. That's where I saw that doll, was on the documentary I watched about them. Really interesting stuff. They had the doll for years locked up in their paranormal museum. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that doll does, anywhere it goes, it just causes havoc. That's so wild. I didn't know it was out of the museum. That's crazy. They're taking her on tour? Like, why? Exactly. What? That can't be good. Watch them turn out. They're going to end up dead somehow. I wonder where defense is going with this cross. They were repeating everything prosecution stated earlier, cementing it in the jury's memory. Yeah, for real, though. I don't really get why this whole day has been spent trying to substantiate the claims that Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car. Like, this isn't Kid Cudi's versus Diddy's trial over whether or not he did blow up his goddamn car. Like, what are we talking about? Ed and Lorraine Warren, that's so wild. I haven't thought about them in a few months, honestly, since I watched that documentary. Fire station number 6 in Livermore, California, that's been going since 1901. What? How do you know this, Jermaine? Random pieces of information that you don't need to know but are super interesting. Was it the light bulb that was made by, what's that other inventor that created the light bulb? Thomas Edison. Was it the Edison bulb that would last forever, or was it a different bulb somebody else tried to popularize? Because I'm pretty sure that Tesla was working on a light bulb at the same time, and that was like one of the reasons why they hated each other. Yeah, but if you can find a filament that doesn't degrade over time, then it wouldn't, right? Here you go. An incandescent bulb that has been burning since 1901 is often cited as an example of an exceptionally long-lasting bulb. That's a pretty good light bulb. It's been around for about 124 years. Yeah, pretty good bulb. But it has been kept in a low wattage state and is rarely turned off, which contributes to its longevity. Sure, I mean, yeah, it contributes to it, but how many light bulbs do I have in my house that I leave on a regular basis and they just burn out on their own within weeks? Like, shit's wild. They could charge Diddy with a ton, but they're going after him for only abuse of Cassie. Yeah, only the abuse of Cassie. That's literally all I've seen so far. Even the Kid Cudi stuff really directly links back to Cassie, because it's just going to show that he was a jealous, abusive boyfriend. I was trying to find the specific term for making products on purpose that don't last. Planned obsolescence is what it is. So you have to keep purchasing it from the company. Yep. Planned obsolescence. It's planned to be obsolete. And I mean, I guess in technology, it kind of makes sense, because in 5 years, our phones are going to be able to do some shit that they weren't able to do today. So it makes sense in technology, I think, but they definitely plan that shit out. Diddy's defense is going for abusive relationship isn't trafficking and he is mentally unstable. Yeah, I totally agree. They're just leaning into, and that's why they're just leaning into all this stuff that the prosecution, they're just sitting there like, yes, the prosecution hasn't said shit that we really need to combat. Like, okay, cool. We're going to get this thrown out of federal court, move back down. And I still don't even know if Cassie can even take this to a civil trial. Like, she can't do anything now because she already settled with Sean Combs. So it's like, not like she can do anything. It's not like they can like process or prosecute him for criminal charges in the state, because she would, well, maybe, I don't know. They don't have any evidence. I don't know. I guess they do have evidence now, but it's only because of this federal investigation. It's not because of any sort of crime that he committed in relation to the DV. So I really don't know if Like, what is even going to happen here? Because the empire would fall. If whole Hollywood is client or victim by Diddy, he's going to walk free. You're probably right. I don't know if he'll walk free. Like I'd have a hard time him going through this entire trial, all this stuff coming out, and then he just walks free. But at the same time, if they don't bust him on the charges that he's charged with, then he probably will walk free because he's not being charged with domestic violence. He's being charged with racketeering, conspiracy. They actually added some new charges to the list. See what all they got on there now, because I can't remember what the other two were. How do you get AI to give you an answer? Like, it's so frustrating. Just give me an answer. Racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. But they added more. Unsealed a sweeping indictment. Abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. Literally, that doesn't say anything about... The government painted a damning portrait of a powerful celebrity who allegedly abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. In what way does that have anything to do with sex trafficking or racketeering? Combs relied on employees, resources, and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Okay, so that's where the racketeering stuff comes in. Criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in. But were they engaging in this stuff because they were forced to, or were they willing to do this stuff? I don't know. I'm not seeing how Diddy's situation... It's not like Epstein's situation, I feel like, where actually, maybe it was. I don't even still understand how Epstein was making money off of any of this stuff. It doesn't make any sense to me, you guys. Yeah, that's true. They're 60 years old. They have other points of view on DV. The outcome is already decided. He's going to get a slap on the wrist and an easy sentence because he's the scapegoat. That's how I feel. I truly do feel that way. Like they're making a show out of this. They're sensationalizing it. They're getting everybody hyped up about it. And then, I mean, in light of like the operation that's going on still behind the scenes, that even though Diddy's out of the picture, they're still operating. They benefit because people are going to be like, if Diddy does walk or doesn't get hit super hard with these charges, cheating indictment, 2 more charges of sex trafficking and transportation to engage in prostitution. Okay, no, those were already on there. Maybe I'm just high and read something wrong. I don't know. You go to pick up Cassie. You were there. Let's see. Combs kicking Cassie even in the street. Yes. You hung up on the fire inspector. I did. When you were on vacation, it was with who? Rihanna. After you were fired, what job did you get? I was hired by Chris Lighty to work for 50 Cent. Okay, sure. All right. Epstein was also locked up one time. Yeah, he was for a little bit, but he was also allowed to get out of his jail cell like every night and go home, wasn't he? Just a few more minutes and we'll get you out today. Okay. They're leaving. Yeah, see what I'm saying? They're leaving them early every single day of the week. They're not going until 5, which I think is strange. Also, nobody's explained it online. I've never found anything online saying why they're ending at 3:30 instead of like 5 or 5:30. Because they did that for like the first couple days, and then they're like, The rest of it was going until 3:30. I mean, it's probably good for the jurors not to get burnt out, because it's a lot of fucking jurying to do. It's a lot of jurying to do, man. Oh, okay. Seems like they made some progress in the time that we got distracted. Here you wrote to Mr. Combs, one day you'll forgive me. Anyway, be well, XX. She says, yes. You wrote on February 20th, 2015, your grace period to be mad at me has surpassed the agreed time. Lol. You wrote that? Yes, sir. Combs Agnifilo says, please read that out loud. I wrote, she was never my friend. She wanted me gone. I realized. Did you think Cassie wanted you gone? Clark, crying. Sorry, this is complicated for me. I felt that I was Puff's protector. What? Really? Why? Oh God, Capricorn Clark. Make no sense. I felt I was the only one gone. She was still there, and things were getting worse. I'd tried to keep professionalism as the goal. You thought you could be his protector. It was to move the ball toward the goal, to inspire. Did it hurt that he would only take you back because Cassie wanted? Yes, I have no parents. My son is autistic. My stakes are higher, sir. How much more, Mr. Agnifilo? Says the judge. Can I talk to the government? Sidebar. Can I talk to the government? Coherence on working hours. It's not just EV. That's true. That is true. Thank you, Jane. That's a good point. If it was all done on working during work hours, which sounds like work hours were literally all day. So, and it was a part of their job description. I mean, it wasn't in the job description, but it was a part of what they were expected to do as part of their job. Yo, can I talk to my people real quick? Oh, is it on Rotten Mango? I haven't watched any of her stuff lately. I've been so busy. I'll have to check it out. Carmen, I'm glad you watch Rotten Mango. Stephanie Sue's my favorite. She's the best. She's adorable. I mean, if you think about it, being a juror on this case for like 2 to 3 months, sounding like more like 2 now, but for 2 months sitting there 5 days a week, just sitting there listening to this crazy shit. Yeah, that's a lot. And I think you're going to have better luck with the jury remembering, retaining, not getting burnt out, not getting like, you know, when you just take in so much information and then by the end of it, you're like, okay, I just want to think about something else. I just want to be done with this. I think just keeping them from burning out probably makes the most sense. Yeah, Rotten Mango's coverage is always amazing. She's literally probably the number one inspiration for my channel. Her and Annie Elise. Annie Elise is what got me thinking that I could do it. But Rotten Mango is the one that I'm like, if I could have a podcast like hers, like she just does it right. And she's so good at storytelling. She gets me hooked. Jurors have their own lives to worry about, and that's such a long time to do that. Yeah, I know. It seriously is. Yeah, I wonder if you're a juror, because don't they have to pay you as a jury member if you're on a case and you miss work for it? So they're paying these fools like whatever their wages are. Probably not even. They're probably just paying them something super cheap. They've back. Just a few more minutes will get you out today. Thank you, sir. You did a lot of great work with Cassie 2016, 2017, right? I believe so. Cassie had addiction problems. Or no, Cassie had addiction problems? Question? Yes. You made a short movie with her? It was called Love a Loser. You wrote to him asking for forgiveness. I wanted my life back, my dream, my competency. Yeah, like $5 a day. Yeah, I bet because they're not paying him. Like, say they got one guy on there that makes six figures, and then somebody else that's working at McDonald's on the jury. Like, the guy from working for McDonald's, you think that they pay him like a consistent, like he's like, shit, I want to be on the jury every week. I'm making more money being here. But then the guy who makes six figures is like, I'm literally making chump change. I don't know. State court are paid $25 for a full day of service. Federal court jurors are paid $50 per day plus mileage. Whoa. Grand jurors in federal court may also receive up to $60 a day after 45 days of service. That's crazy. That's not that much. That pays for like the food you got to eat while you're wherever you are. Homeless court system. Yeah, that's not much at all. That's crazy. $25 a day is insane. That's basically, we're buying you lunch every day you're here. Like, what? That's insane, dude. Literally, when I go to lunch, when I'm at work, I don't get anything too extravagant. I go to this cool like Middle Eastern place that's in the mall, and it's called 1111, and the chicks that work there are super sweet. But it cost me $20 for that. That's just a bowl of rice and some chicken stuff, and then a milkshake. The milkshake's probably why it's so expensive. But still, like, that $20 is lunch, dude. That's pizza money. They can't go to their job at the same time, so that's very bad. Yeah, because they aren't allowed to work, right? Because if they go to, well, I don't know, maybe they are allowed to work. I guess it's kind of up to your employer, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're literally not allowed to work. I'm not going to lie, when it said you made a short movie with her, my mind immediately went to sex tape. So, I don't know. I love Bill Hader. You guys like Bill Hader? He's so funny. Hot Rod, one of the better movies out there. How can they, if it takes all day? Well, I mean, it depends on what your job is, I guess. Like, if they're done at, well, I guess over there it's 3:30, right? They end at 3:30. If they technically live in the New York area, they could get back, work a night shift. Yeah, I thought that they did have to be quarantined from the details. I thought that they like were put up in a hotel for the entire trial and they were like isolated. But I also feel like I feel like I heard something, and maybe you know, Carmen, from maybe like the Rotten Mango stuff, but I think I heard something that the trial wasn't sequestered, which usually means that like people don't have to be excluded from hearing about other parts of the trial. And so because of how widespread it already is, I don't know. That could be wrong. I could be totally wrong about that. But if you can juggle the two without missing court, but unless you are disabled, court would drain your pockets. Yeah, for real. That's true. And if you miss court, they're going to be pissed because they're not going to start without you. They're going to find you. They're going to arrest you. When do they sleep then and see their family? Yeah, I don't know. As far as I know, at least in like certain cases, I don't know about federal cases, but I swear they put them up in a hotel and they're only allowed to like interact with the other jurors, but they're not. Actually, I don't even think that they can interact with the other jurors because they're not allowed to talk about the case, so they can't do anything. They go home, eat, sleep, repeat. Yeah, I guess that's probably what happens. They probably just go home. I know I wouldn't. I'd be so mentally drained after listening to this stuff all day. I mean, even after going live with you guys, it's really not that much that we're doing here. We're just reading stuff, scrolling. My finger is a little sore from scrolling sometimes. No, I'm just kidding. Usually it's my wrist because my arm is in a weird angle. But besides that, it's not like a lot of anything. It doesn't require much. But I do feel like I have to like re-motivate myself after this. That's for sure. It's a lot of energy, mental energy being spent. People underestimate how physically taxing expending mental energy can be. I wanted my life back, my dream, my competency. I don't feel like any of that makes sense. When you met with me, you wanted to work for him, right? We discussed it. Nothing further. Miss Steiner, how much was Mr. Combs required to pay you? Sidebar. How much was he required to pay you? What? Jury duty made me question my spotless criminal history. Yeah, that I knew immediately. I think I mentioned this in one of the previous lives, but I was chosen to be, or I was like, I got a notification in the mail that I would have to go see if I needed to be a juror, and it was for the Letitia Stout case, that crazy chick who killed her stepson and then tried to dump his body up by this lake close by my house, and then drove him all the way out to Florida and dumped his body there. Yeah, so I was totally chosen to be on that jury, but I knew I wouldn't go very far. They're like, oh yeah, this dude's a felon. Probably not. Multitask. Super multitasking. If I was a jury member, I would find every excuse to be like, no, guys, I'm a member of this jury. I'm going to be out of work for 3 months. Sorry. I'm going to take a nice long break. Just looked it up right now. In Idaho, juror compensation is $10 a day and 51 cents a mile. Are you absolutely joking? What? That's crazy. These poor Idaho jurors about to go on this Idaho murder trial are only going to get paid $10 a day. Although I think they moved it to somewhere in Iowa, didn't they? I think the first Rotten Mango video, she talked about the jury and what's normal. Oh, yeah, when she was talking about jury selection. Yeah, that was the one that I actually did watch so far. But yeah, man, I swear my YouTube viewing time has gone way down. Or if I am watching YouTube, it's very focused. I'm like looking at whoever we're talking about during the week. And then my feed gets bombarded with nothing but content about said person. Just say jury nullification and they dismiss you immediately. Really? I didn't know that. That's cool. That's what? No way. That's what I got in Kansas, and it comes in a check a month later. Oh my God. So you're just out of work, don't get paid like a quarter of what you actually would be making at your regular job, maybe less even, depending on how much your job is. That's fucking crazy, dude. That's insane. I always thought you got paid more than that, so I actually didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal if I got selected for a jury. Now I'm like, dog, I ain't got time for this. Let's see what else we got up here. That's what I got in Kansas. Jury nullification. I'm going to remember that. See if it works. How'd you find that out? How have I never heard about this? How's nobody ever mentioned that? Oh yeah, Diddy still owes $2,000 a day to, what's that dude's name? To Sting for taking that song without official rights to it, which I think is kind of funny. No, BK trial is in Boise where I live. Yeah, that's kind of, oh, that's where you live? That's kind of sick. I bet that trial is going to be crazy. I'm most excited about that trial of all of them. I'm super interested about that case. A lot of people really are, I'm sure, but super interested. Thank you for telling me that. It's in Boise. They just moved cities. I guess that makes sense. You're going to be hard pressed to find somebody who doesn't know about that case. But the gag order's been pretty good. Nobody knows shit except for what that Dateline episode released, which I don't feel like was that much, but now we're waiting to see if they're going to push the trial back. God, that's such a crazy case. Yeah, I know the $2K a day. I couldn't imagine it was that much. I would imagine that song is only making that much in royalties per day. Honestly, I didn't even really think about it that much. You're right. That is kind of a lot. Diddy pays for other people's masters. Your job technically can't fire you in some states for jury duty. Yeah, I think it's like that where I live. I don't think they can fire you for it. It really set us back. I was stuck there for a week, too, for a DV case. So crazy, dude. Jury duty. It's your duty as a citizen. Yeah, with my luck, if I ever did get on a jury, it would be for some super lame case, and just like that, it would put me back super hard, and it would be for something that took way too long. Hey, little creep, what's up?
Can you get me a fruit on the foot? Can you give me one of those?
What are you going to do for me?
I don't know.
Did I get a hug?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll do it for a hug. That seems like a fair deal. All right, I'm making deals over here, you guys. I'll be back. Wheeling and dealing. I love that you're still wearing your cheetah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's super cool.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It was so great. I don't even know why I wore it while I was asleep. Thank you.
You're welcome. What a cutie. Nick is gone now. Let's see what Sky News got to say about it. Diddy chased Kid Cudi in a car after attempting to confront him at home, the court hears. About an hour or so after first being taken to Kid Cudi's home, Capricorn Clark says she saw a black Porsche arriving and parking next to Sean Combs' Cadillac Escalade. Kid Cudi was driving the Porsche, then sped off again after seeing the rapper. She said that Combs jumped back into their car and gave chase. It wasn't very long. He looked at us and we turned away. Then we heard sirens, Clark says. Defense lawyer Mark Agnifilo moves on to the aftermath of this confrontation when Clark says she saw Combs beating Cassie at his own home. Asked if she is sure she witnessed this, she replies, "Yes, sir." Agnifilo also asks her about earlier testimony about an alleged arson. She told the court earlier that she did not help Los Angeles fire investigators when they were making inquiries about Kid Cudi's car being set on fire. So she didn't help the fire guys figure out what happened. When the fire department representative called her in the summer of 2012, Clark says she hung up and never called back. She tells the court she didn't want to have anything to do with this any longer. Oh shit, here we go. "He's in my house." Kid Cudi was on speakerphone for warning call, ex-employee says. Mark Agnifilo, one of the defense lawyers for Sean Combs, is continuing to cross-examine Capricorn Clark, who was employed, blah, blah, blah. The discussion is still about the events of 22nd December of 2011. Yes, thank you. Really? We're still talking about this? When Combs allegedly went to confront the rapper Kiddy at his home in the Hollywood Hills after learning he had been seeing Cassie. Agnifilo asks about the call Clark says she made to Cassie's burner phone from the car, which she told the court about earlier. She says now that she could hear Kid Cudi was with Cassie. "I said very quickly, 'Puffy has a gun.'" She tells the court Combs was known as Puff Daddy before switching to P. Diddy and later Diddy, and Clark has referred to him as Puff or Puffy throughout her evidence. Clark tells the court how now she could hear Kid Cudi on speakerphone reacting to his threat, asking, "He's in my house?" She tells the court she was furious with Cassie after earlier saying she had warned her about the relationship with Kid Cudi as she felt it could be dangerous to cross Combs. "I wanted to tell them as fast as I could without Combs knowing. I'm on the phone," Clark says. "I said he took me from my house with a gun and took me to Kid Cudi's house." Yeah, you won't get fired, but you'll definitely lose money. Cassie's in labor having complications? Alicia, I did not see that. What? Are we surprised, though? What the H? Poor Cassie. As of May 27th. What is today? That's today. Trading the courtroom for the hospital. Sounds like she may be about to go into labor. Dang, is that her? She's big. Yeah, she is pregnant as She's such an angel. Poor Cassie. She had a big baby bump when she took the witness stand. Okay. This is pre-baby stuff. Yeah, I know, for real. They should have let her have the baby first. I can't even believe they did that. They've already had 3 kids together? Dang, they got busy. I was hoping to have more details.
Uh-oh, I'm at the hospital.
Well, nothing in here about it. I was trying to see what the complications were, if they'd elaborated at all, but yeah. I was that big at 6 months. Jermaine, yeah, I swear. Kim got pretty big too. I swear. She was massive. We would just walk around. We went to Walmart and we put basketballs under our shirts and walked around with her because she just needed to walk. That was fun. I'll never forget that. That was great. Good times. Do you remember that, Bodie? Yeah, he doesn't remember.
I don't even know that. I didn't even know that you did that.
Yeah, because you were in Mom's tummy.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
What happened with the job? Okay. How much was Mr. Combs required to pay you? Sidebar. What happened with the job with Chris Lighty? He died the day before I was supposed to start. Then at Interscope, it wasn't about the job. They told me to leave Puff alone. Did I not see that before? What? He was found in his home with a 9mm pistol next to his body. Death was ruled. Of course it was. No way. How do we not? That's what you guys were trying to get me to see earlier, isn't it? God, what? Chris Lighty? What? No way. This is her saying right here. She just said, what happened to the job with Chris Lighty? So she just started this job with this Chris Lighty guy, and Diddy wanted her back. And this Chris Lighty guy ends up self-exited. That's pretty wild. With my first, they were questioning if I was having twins. You were so big. That's funny. You're going to pop any day. You're like, yeah, I'm only like halfway through this. That's funny. Oh, shit. That's great. We need Ja Rules take on the situation. Yeah, what does Ja think about this? Where's Ja? We need to get Ja Rules take on everything. Haas, you're hilarious. What's that even from? Is that Chappelle's show? You lost half the baby weight before you left the hospital. Yeah, they're like, oh my God, you're a whole different human being. Well, I think that's pretty crazy. I think this Chris Lighty stuff is kind of interesting. I can't even imagine why they're not. Well, because it was officially ruled a self-exit. That's why. Recent interview done in French by Hugo Decrypt on DJ Snake, where the musician says that during a performance in Vegas. Jumping back out, exhausted after the ER with the oldest last night. Oh no, I hope the oldest is okay after going to the ER last night. That's super sad. Totally can imagine you're super exhausted though. Looked like a potato with toothpicks sticking out of it. What about Mace? He saw Avicii pass out on stage, be taken to a medical, and right after host an after party at his hotel room. He said his management was only looking to make profit. Dang, really? Yeah, Dave's stand-up. That's right. Sophie? I don't know Sophie. Grimes? Bruce Jenner, I know that. Amanda Bynes. Lady Diana definitely is on the list. Aaliyah also on the list. Sophie and Grimes, though, I don't know who that is. Well, we're about to find out. Grimes sounds like a artist. Sounds like a artist name. Okay, here we go. Sorry. I was blacklisted. Objection, sustained. Why did you return to work for Mr. Combs? So people could see I wasn't disposable. At this level of business, he held all the power. Why did you meet them? Get my life back? Okay. All right. Where did they pick Cassie up from? In the kidnapping, did Mr. Combs carry a gun? Yes. I know we kept you for longer than I said. Thank you. See you tomorrow. All rise. Okay. Well, maybe it's just when the defense hops on, but I swear they just jump all over the place. Doesn't seem to make any sense. Grimes was Grimes before Elon. Oh yeah, it's super annoying. I don't know why there's a character limit on comments. Although I guess it is helpful for me, because if I had to read through like a paragraph, it would probably get lost. Sophie died from an accident in Greece, balcony. Grimes is still alive, huh? Mindy McCready. That's a wild story. Okay, well, you guys are just loading up my list here as if I don't... I thought they had like a list. You know who does probably have a list is this guy right here. But am I going to be able to find it? Not quickly, no. Who all is testifying? You guys know anybody who's testifying this week? Yeah, poor Avicii, man. That guy was worked to the bone. Literally, they just wanted to make as much money off of him as they could. Oh, okay, nice. Recent interview done by French Hugo Decrypt on DJ Snake, where the musician says that during a performance in Vegas, he saw Avicii pass out on stage, be taken to the medical right after host and after party at his hotel room. God, yeah. I believe it. They literally were just like working him into the ground and didn't give a shit that he needed time off. So bad that he literally was like, I'm not touring anymore. I'm just not going to do it. And then they're like, no, you're going to tour and you're going to like it, or you're going to go away. Okay, thanks for sending that through again. Sorry, sometimes I suck at following the thread. Third week of testimony. We'll bring more prosecution witnesses. There we go. That's what I want. The witnesses, the lawyers, and more. No, I don't want to have to pay for this. Why you gotta be like that? Now I can't even exit. What's happening here? You have to select one of these options. Or I could just leave. Okay. Well, they didn't say it on there. Spooky Spoon, what's up? What's up? Chumba, what's up? Yeah, I'm still here. They just finished all the Diddy testimony, or all the testimony from Capricorn Clark. I just wanted to see who was going to be testifying tomorrow or who they're going to call tomorrow, but I can't find it. Miss Spears, Wendy Williams. Somehow I feel Kanye West. I would agree. Although Kanye, I don't know. Kanye's on one lately. He's doing his own thing. This is from last week. Capricorn Clark exposes his list of celebrity enemies. I didn't get that. All we really talked about was Suge Knight, 50 Cent, and Kid Cudi, which we already knew he didn't like. See how they sensationalize everything, you guys? It's fucking dumb. Okay, so who else is testifying? Why is it so hard to find? Well, I don't know. I'm just going to give up. I guess we'll have to... it'll be a surprise tomorrow. Surprise witness. Jamie Foxx? I hope he will. I would be super surprised if he didn't. And I have read and seen somewhere that Al B. Sure has gotten a subpoena to testify as well. So if Al B. is going to testify, pretty sure Jamie Foxx will too. I don't know. Good question, though. All right, well, you guys, I'm gonna hop off. I gotta film today, but I also gotta finish writing up my outline so I know what I'm talking about, and then, yeah, that's my plan. But I'm glad you guys joined me for this. We'll see if anybody watched on Rumble. If you're on Rumble and you're watching this, thank you for watching me on Rumble. 3 views, nice, that's good. It's more than I thought. And dude, we surpassed the 30,000 subscriber mark, you guys. We're doing it. We're getting closer and closer to 100K every single day. Wonder why Justin wasn't subpoenaed. Yeah, I agree with that. Supposedly it's because Diddy didn't do anything to him, but he was around all of it. You'd think he saw something, especially with his 48 hours with Diddy. I don't know. I don't know. But all right, you guys. Love you so much. Thanks for hanging out with me, checking out the Diddy stuff. I'm going to process this. I feel like we didn't make a lot of progress, but I can definitely see how they're laying the framework for making it, like showing that Diddy used people who worked for him to carry out all this illegal stuff. So I can kind of see where the racketeering thing is coming into play finally, but it seems pretty loose in my opinion. Yeah, 60 likes, 59 watching. That's good. I'll take it. Please consider an episode on Sophie. Oh, she's on the list. I'll definitely do an episode on Sophie. I can't promise it'll be soon, but it'll definitely be one that's on my list. And it's at the top, so I'll see it a lot when I go through my list. But appreciate you guys. You guys are the best sobers on the planet. And look forward to seeing you guys again. I still don't know what our plan looks like. Haas, I got to call you later so that I can figure out what our plan is for leaving for tomorrow. But depending on what our plan is for leaving tomorrow, I may or may not go live. I'm not sure. But if you see me upload a live... like a future live scheduled planned post live thing, then you'll know that I'll for sure be on tomorrow. If I don't, then I probably won't be on tomorrow. That's how I'll do this. But anyways, all right, I rambled enough. Love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Sleep safe. Stay sober. Later, sobers.